the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
I gotta get a witness.
No! Say, man, you got a joint? No, not on me, man.
I don't have facts to back this up.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
That's true. Sometimes I cry.
Oh!
Lick my butthole, he laughed.
From the strangest corners of the internet, here to bring you opinions of the world from an altered perspective. Here are your hosts, the Drunken Peasants.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Drunken Peasants Podcast, episode 984. Coming to you in glorious 380p. Oh, no, it's 144p right now. Something weird's going on with our upload speeds. But yeah, we've got Dylan, we've got Pimp Monk. Welcome, guys. How's it going?
Going good, brother.
I'm happy to be here in 2002, 2005 YouTube quality.
I know,
It's
right?
great.
Yeah.
We're based in Fred pilled. I feel like the annoying orange is going to show up.
One of these days. That's innovative.
You guys like that
haven't thought
joke
about
based in
Fred.
Fred pilled? Remember Fred?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I suppose I haven't thought about Fred.
That was a next level joke, I just want to say.
It was
Good work.
It was bad.
Dylan, you might be too young to understand real early YouTube.
No, I know who Fred is because I was a kid when all the Fred movies were coming out on I think it was Nick.
Yeah, and they
Yeah,
had John
Nick-
Cena in one of those movies.
John
It
Cena
had
was
John
Fred's
Cena
dad.
as his father.
Yeah.
As Fred's father?
Yeah.
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 John Cena is
And now
Fred's
John Cena's
father,
got a hit
and
show.
John Cena is Dom Toretto. What's the guy who plays him? Vince Peoples or what's his name?
I'm not sure.
Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel. Yeah, Vin Diesel. He's his brother. So John Cena is like the key to everything. He's the real family.
And he's the peacemaker, Billy. He's the peacemaker.
He is. Have you guys watched the Peacemaker yet?
Yeah, I watched some of it. You know what? I'm
Was it good?
appalled.
Is it good?
I'm appalled
It's
that
really good.
John Cena, hero to Make-A-Wish kids, is in such a filthy show.
Why?
Where he fornicates and swears and does all kinds of nasty stuff. How many Make-A-Wish children died because of John Cena?
Not enough.
He broke their heart.
Not enough.
True.
Not enough.
Yep, I don't care. I don't care how many Make-A-Wish kids have to die. They're never going to see John Cena fucking that girl anyways. They're
do you
gone.
know?
They're dead and gone. They're going to
Oh
watch
my
from
God.
heaven? I don't think so.
Thank you, person who loves my beard. I love my beard too.
And what
I'm
if there was a
70 years
Make-A-Wish
old.
kid that said, John Cena, my wish is to watch you play the Peacemaker and do dirty stuff
None
to
of them
girls.
knew what the Peacemaker was.
Ma-
Neither
maybe-
did you before this show was made.
Oh, dude, I, for one,
Dude.
have been in the Eagly fan club since 1984.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
stand
Billy's
corrected.
talked to me about the peacemaker before. He used to tell me all the time about peacemaker.
No, that's
so
the
he-
Pizza Maker. That's
Oh,
the Pizza Maker.
Okay,
Wouldn't that be a
yeah.
good
Superhero?
a good parody? And instead of having the helmet John Cena wears, it's like a pizza cutter on his head. That'd be cute.
Yeah. Have a DiGiorno on your chest.
So, Dylan, how was your trip to that debate conference? Did that go well for you?
I had a blast. I feel like somebody else didn't though. I had two debates. I had one on a panel, which that one's gonna be released on my YouTube tomorrow, with one of the producers from the Jesse Lee Peterson show, James Hake.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was very interesting. I recommend you guys check out some of James Hake's opinions. It's always very interesting.
Yeah, I
guys
talked
have?
to him before we had JLP on DP the one time. He's an interesting guy.
Very interesting.
Yeah, didn't he say you were like Asian height or something like that?
Yeah, he said, wow, you're much bigger in person. I thought you were like a little Asian on camera. With his direct words. He also doesn't believe racism is real, that women don't need respect. They just need love. He's a very interesting fellow.
I think
Very
it's hard to
interesting fellow.
believe racism is real when you say racist things like, I thought you were just a little Asian. How tall are you?
I'm 5'10".
5'10". So Haas
He is
must
a
have
little Asian.
Haas must have been twice as scared when he realized you were towering over him. What is he? You see the video of him in Destiny,
he's like
right?
5. Yeah, and since then he's been doing like multiple streams about like trying to prove that he's actually as tall or taller than Destiny.
Was he got scoliosis? Needed his back cracked?
How can he prove
We saw the
it?
video.
How could he prove the?
He says that he said something about gamma radiation.
Oh my God!
I thought he was
going
to say that he was having a bad spine day because that's.
We've all been there.
I've heard that used as an excuse.
It was something about gamma radiation and the camera being tilted to show Destiny as taller.
Take notes, Billy.
And that the cameraman was a friend of mine when he was just like a random viewer, and that he was manipulating the camera to make him look smaller.
No, that's hilarious. I don't care about the level of copium you use to like deal with your politics, but when it comes to height,
I love opium.
When it comes to height, you have to accept the fact that some people just aren't tall.
Yeah, that's okay.
I think this is the video in question, right?
Yeah, he's like, see, we're the same height.
That is the video in question.
But look at the shoulders here. How's his shoulders?
Destiny's has better posture for one thing.
How's his shoulders are sunken? Like this is, and Destiny's never claimed to be a big guy.
No. In fact, the whole meme is Destiny short Lamau. And so even if Infrared can prove that he's as tall as Destiny, I don't really know exactly what he's proving.
Yeah, for real. Like, I don't know. I'm the type of guy that thinks size doesn't really matter, maybe because everything about me is huge. But it's just pathetic when short guys have to boss up. Like he wanted to fight you. Like I think we have a clip of that too, right?
We can talk about that. Sure, yeah.
He wanted to fight you, and he called you out, and in the clip he's literally
it's actually reverse actually.
Oh, you called him out?
So he challenged Bad Empanada,
okay,
who's a YouTuber who I don't like him either. He was also gonna have like a possible boxing match with Vosh for like a bunch of money or something.
Yeah.
And he's known as like an internet tough guy, and so I was like, hey, when I have a boxing match, and he was like, okay, sure. And we're like figuring out all the details, right? And he was like, okay, we'll do it in Michigan, in his city, Detroit. He'll find the gym. He asked for 10 rounds, and I'm like, 10 rounds is like a lot for like an amateur I don't think you'll be able to find a gym. He was like, nah, I can find a gym. I was like, okay, 10 rounds, I guess. And like figure out all the details, and then he finds out that when I was in high school, I guess he didn't know the exact. He doesn't. I think he's conspiratorial about it. But I used to box for a year in high school.
Yeah.
I boxed for 1 year at our local public gym up in Palmer Park, Maryland, and I competed in the Golden Gloves once. And so he finds this information out that I boxed like 3 to 4 years ago. And then he starts like, well, maybe I'm going to need more time. And then it's like, I didn't know you had experience. And then it kind of starts to falling apart. And he's like, well, I don't want to box Dylan because boxing is not really about fighting, it's about experience. And then I'm like, well, what about MMA? And he's like, well, that's about experience too. And then like later he reverses it after the conference is over. And it's like, well, maybe I'll do MMA. Basically, if I'm going to be completely honest, he's doing everything he can now not to have a fight with me.
Did he invite you to a Thanksgiving style meal in his backyard before the fight took place? That happened to me. I challenged Brett Keane to a fight years ago, and he was like, well, you got to come and do it in my backyard and eat a turkey and mashed potatoes. So
is that when he challenged me too?
Yeah, and everybody.
Yeah, he challenged. Yeah, that son of a bitch can't fight.
But the one thing that is now the point is when we were at the conference, he was like, well, let's go outside and like settle it. Basically, he was saying that. I was like, I'm not gonna I don't want to go to jail. I'm not gonna go to jail in Texas. Okay, there's a lot of states I don't want to go to jail in. Texas is probably at the top of that list of the states I don't want to go to any form of incarceration in. And so, but afterwards, they find out that in Texas there's mutual combat
just
laws
like
where
Washington.
if you have an officer present.
Yeah.
Yep. But neither of us knew that up until that point, and so now he's using that to say, actually, I was the coward, even though he won't agree to a fight.
And he's
He won't
from
have a
Michigan,
fight.
you said?
He's from, I think he's either moving to Detroit, but I think currently he's based in Michigan. Yeah. I think
Explains a lot. Explains a lot. See, I'm from Ohio, and we just don't like Michiganders at all. Not at all.
He also he called me I can say this on Twitch and YouTube. He called me like a fat inbred retard during the debate as well about Taiwan. Which then after he walks up to the guy, the moderator, and he's like, "Can you edit that out?" Like me calling him like a fat inbred retard.
The way to fix that is to just not say it, not having to depend on someone to edit it out.
I try and get people to edit stuff like that in. I'm like,
and then 20. Oh, sorry.
I was just saying, I like it when I say something like that. I want them to make that the beginning of the video. Like, could you make sure that gets cut to like the bumper before the video goes on?
Zoom into your face.
Yeah. The first 10 seconds.
Have the words appear on screen.
Yeah. What did he call you actually? Am I allowed to call you that on Twitch? Like, or are you only allowed to reference someone calling you that?
I think you are technically allowed to, which is strange considering other words are banned.
Yeah.
But after everything happened, 24 hours, he put out 40 tweets about it in 24 hours, and has been doing stream after stream saying, "I'm not the coward, he's the coward." But look, I am still as willing as ever to have an MMA fight, boxing match, anything with him. If I'm a fat inbred retard, then it should be easier to fight me.
Oh, I don't know. I wouldn't fight me.
I would probably travel to watch this, so it should probably happen, I think.
It should.
Yeah.
I want to make I want to make a whole card of people fighting. That's my plan.
Who's going to fight me?
I will.
Yeah, Pimp Monk, of course.
Yes, please.
Oh my gosh, me versus Pimp Monk. I need 6 months to work on getting rid of my cardio.
You know what we should do? Remember that kid you did the rap song on? What was his name?
Misha.
You should have a fight with Misha.
Could we fly him out from? Where is he in? Like Czechoslovakia or something?
Czechoslovakia
Something
doesn't
like
exist
that.
anymore.
I think he's only 13. Would it be weird if I beat up a 13-year-old? Oh, it'd be so weird if I got beat up by a 13-year-old.
He's not 13 anymore.
I'm pretty sure he was 8 when that came out.
There's no way he's 13.
I'm pretty sure he's like 13 or 14.
Whoa.
Yeah, I was just making rap songs about 8-year-old kids. It's just no big deal. Don't judge.
That's kind of weird.
It's only whoa.
Listen, I publicly challenge Rebzion to the fight.
Whoa.
Repsion likes to get smacked around, though. You might give him a little willy stomper.
Me and Rebzion has beef.
Hey, Pitmonk, do you want to not say anything bad about Pokimane, please? I'm trying to be chill tonight. If you're going through people like Repsion, I imagine it's only a moment until you get to Pokimane. Stop.
He probably doesn't even know who Pokimane is.
Oh, he's on TikTok. He knows everything.
Do you know who Pokimane is?
I have no idea.
Damn
who
it.
Pokemon.
Yeah.
Damn it.
But I hate him.
Sounds like it's a girl for one thing.
But I hate him.
Billy.
And
Billy.
Yeah.
I got a question. So let's say this happens. It probably won't be infrared because he doesn't want to fight, and he wouldn't answer my question if he's ever taken a punch in his life. That was the question I kept asking him. He wouldn't answer it. But so that's probably never gonna happen. But if I do end up boxing or fighting or doing anything against someone, will you be my manager, Billy?
100%. Yeah.
Wonderful.
I'll be your Don King. Whatever. Or was Don King a manager?
He's a promoter.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I'll be whatever I gotta be.
Yeah, Don King is. You don't want to be him.
I'll carry a freaking cooler full of Gatorade and dump it on you after you win, whatever it takes.
They don't do that in fighting, Billy.
I don't know things. I'll be there though.
Okay, I want them to do it. I want them to do it.
Yeah.
You should do it with chocolate milk though.
Yes. I'll have a bucket full of nuggies for you after the fight.
Yeah. What's this video that gets exposed as a Mr. Girl fan?
I don't know. I don't know if you should play that one.
Okay.
Is that one rough?
By the sound of it, it sounds pretty rough.
It's from the same stream that he measured up with Destiny on, where they went head to head. So Destiny, I
think what it is Destiny showed him a picture of I think a 16-year-old or something. It was like, hey, what do you think of this girl? And he was like, oh, I think she's hot. And he was like, I think that was it.
That's
okay.
That's unfair. What they call that, entrapment, right?
It might be entrapment.
Yeah, Destiny with these underhanded tactics. I thought better of him. He's still the hippy dippy champion, right?
Destiny is still currently the hippy dippy champion. The next fight should be him versus CTV, or there's a special one we're trying to make happen behind the works of an old old internet celebrity that all of you know.
Is it Tay Zonde?
I can't tell you who it is.
Oh, I bet you it's Tay Zonde. Chocolate
Not Tay
rain.
Zonde.
It's Jenna Marbles.
Maybe.
I don't think it's any of those. Yeah.
I'm excited.
I'd fight Jenna Marbles.
You do what to Jenna Marbles?
I'd fight her. Billy, get
Oh.
your mind out of the damn gutter, you pervert.
Oh.
He can't.
Sounds like you got marbles in your mouth.
It
Pimp.
started there and it stays there.
What is all this shit talking toward me tonight, Billy?
Because we're in fight mode. Everybody's in fight mode. I'm
But Billy, everybody
promoting.
knows you can't. If me and you fought, it'd be just like the arm wrestling match.
No, it
I'd
wouldn't.
beat-
Oh yeah, Pimp did beat Billy in an arm
No, it's because I'm
wrestling
so
match.
much taller. I had to
Did
bend
he?
over the table, and it was awkward. I felt
Yeah,
like
that's what it was.
I felt like I was in a submissive position just to bend down to
Wow.
your level, and I
You
gave
were
up.
submissive
I
to
gave
me
up
because,
because
I mean,
no. I gave up because it was awkward. It was just I felt like
Is that
someone
what
was
it was?
pinching
You
my
gave up?
ass.
You're not really that much taller than him.
I'm so much taller than Pimp
he's
Monk.
not.
I'm a
He's
grand.
like 2
I'm a
inches
grand
taller than
giant.
me.
I'm a grand giant.
Grand giant.
I'm a grand giant.
But I'm a beast, Billy.
You
did lose.
no.
Yes.
No, I gave up.
No, you didn't.
Shit.
Yeah, I
That's
gave
still
up.
losing.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
that
Well, I
is
mean,
still-
here's the thing, though.
He'll make excuse. He'll layer on the excuses until you get tired of arguing.
I
with him
was
about it.
sitting there doing
That's
this.
What he
I was like,
does.
this isn't worth fighting for.
See,
I was like, this is goodbye. If it doesn't serve
So-
me, what's the point?
he's the one
Wait,
who says
so
he
let me
has
ask
a
you
bad
let me
spine
ask you a
day.
question, Billy.
Yeah.
Billy, let me ask you a question. So let's say that we were fighting in Vietnam, right?
Yeah.
And then we left because it wasn't worth fighting for. Did we lose?
If we were fighting in Vietnam, we left because it wasn't worth fighting for. Did we lose? I think I think we win personal victories by not falling into a sunken cost fallacy.
So in your loss, you had a small victory of personal growth.
Yeah, I think that everything.
But by the way, he did not quit. He just got beat. Let's make
No,
that
I was
It's
like,
on video.
For one, it was a ragtag table. There was no officials.
This is the table. It's the
Ragtag?
same table that's holding up
Yeah,
all
it's a
this shit, right?
ragtag table.
No, it's not. It's
beneath
literally
my
right
center
next to you,
of
holding all this
gravity.
shit up.
It's beneath my center of gravity. I was at a terrible
Can we watch the video?
disadvantage. I was at a terrible
wish-
disadvantage.
It was during one of the 24-hour streams.
It was a plus.
I'd
I was
have
having
to-
a bad spine day.
A bad spine day.
That's his excuse that he uses when he's not as tall as he claims he is.
Look, if you
He's
guys
a fibber on his driver's license.
if you guys want to give me 6 months, I didn't realize Pimp Monk was a professional arm wrestler before.
Oh God!
No.
No, it was. But he is strong though. He's strong. He's very strong.
If someone out there watching can find the timestamp in the video, you can
It's
link it to
impossible.
me in the Discord.
There's no way they'll
Oh, you don't
find
wanna
that.
watch it?
No, I'm just saying I don't want to watch it. I'm just saying there's no way they'll find that. It doesn't exist.
It's in the 24-hour show where Pimp Monk was in the studio.
Maybe. I don't know. Sounds rigged.
Someone will find it. It's one of the one of the videos from the 24-hour show on it was show 420, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it was
Yep.
on January 6th.
Was it?
No.
No, I could have swore it was like during the summer or something, or maybe I don't remember.
All I remember is that
I
Pimp
think it
Monk,
was winter. I think it
Pimp
was.
Monk
No,
was
it
there.
was. It was in the winter. Yeah.
Pimp
because it
Monk was
snowing
there, and
when
by
I
the
got
end of the
there.
24-hour episode, he hated me.
He fell asleep and blew like the biggest snot bubble I ever saw
did.
come out of someone's face while he was snoring.
I did.
In his chair.
Pimp Monk has something called Alabama Magic, and it's hard to beat Alabama Magic.
That's what people from Alabama have.
Yeah, it's hard to beat
Thought he was from
Alabama Magic.
Mississippi.
I am from Mississippi. Billy's trying to piss me off by saying I'm from Alabama. I
Yeah.
will come to Seattle and put a toe up your ass.
I guess Mississippi Magic just doesn't roll off the tongue the way Alabama Magic does. My apologies, Pimp Monk.
I mean, most of the states look the same when I'm flying over them in a plane.
Yeah, it's not like I'll ever step foot in either of them.
Twin states because they look like each other, just turned the opposite way. They do kind of look like each other on the map.
Could you imagine
But-
leaving Mississippi and then choosing to go back? That's pretty.
I do it a lot.
It's pretty
I do it a
special.
lot.
It's pretty special, Pimp Monk.
Yeah, I've never even flown over Mississippi, let alone been there.
I thought it was like Atlantis. Is it a real place?
I believe it.
not.
Yeah. Well, you know, it is.
MISSISSIPPI.
Yeah, there's a lot of double letters in Mississippi.
The longest word any person from Mississippi can spell is Mississippi.
Oh, damn. No.
And we can't even spell that.
Yeah.
Dude, you ain't gonna. That shit don't. That I hate Mississippi too.
Okay.
It's okay. So yeah, this
Our governor's the. You're into politics. We have the worst governor in the freaking world. Tate Reeves. He looks like a hybrid of Bill Gates and Chucky from Child's Play.
that's not so bad. I had a Chucky from Child's Play phase.
You have like a
dude,
Cabbage
Tate
Patch
Reeves.
face.
Yeah, no, like there was a phase of my
You do
life where
kinda
I
have a
dressed like
Cabbage Patch
Chucky.
face, yeah.
I'm definitely
There
Cabbage
was.
Patch.
Yeah, you had the overalls.
Yeah, in that Ronald McFondle video, I'm dressed like Chucky.
Your finest work.
I look like a Chucky doll. It's a weird life. More about this debate weekend. What was the biggest meme of the weekend? Were you involved with it, or do you think it was somebody outside of?
I think everybody has told me that it's probably the boxing thing. It was probably the biggest meme, and just the debate with me and him, because it got loud, it got heated. Because Infrared doesn't have like a volume knob, and he can't let other people talk, so he just got louder and louder, and so I just got louder and louder with him until we were just yelling at each other. And then that's like the boxing thing came up, and it was a fun time all around. I recommend anybody go watch it. It's even if you don't care about politics, it's funny from start to finish.
So you're telling me he has volume issues even when he's not trying to pull a Sam Cedar moment against Destiny?
Yeah, I would. He has a constant volume issues, IRL and online. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, he seems like a very
You
serious
want to know something
man.
about him though?
Yeah.
He circled me like a shark.
What?
When you guys were like gearing up for the thing, or what?
The day before, we were watching Destiny debate this like I don't know. He was like a Muslim fundamentalist of sorts, and they're having a back and forth debate. And the Infrared like walks into the conference room, and he stands in the corner like alone, like this, like not talking to anybody, just kind of looking around. I'm like, okay, and I just kind of acknowledge he's there, and I keep watching. And then I turn around and grab a Coke because I have a Coke behind me, and out of nowhere, he's like, boom, like 30 seconds later, he's like teleported to my right side. Like, oh, that's weird. And then like a few minutes later, he like goes right past me around to his original spot, and then he's sitting there again. And then once again later, I go turn around for my Coke, and boom, he's teleported right over to my right again. And then he walks past, and this is like, it was like a ritual. And eventually I'm like, yo, Red. He's like, then he looks at me, and then he goes like this. Like, so you want a box, huh?
Oh wow!
I was like, yeah, maybe later. And I reach out my hand to like shake his hand, and then he squeezes it like
Oh my
super
God.
hard, for, like no fucking reason.
What
It's
a
like,
bullshit move.
I wear rings on like all my hands. I only have rings on one of my hands though, but my rings click together, and I heard like a cling. And I shake hands firm. I learned that from my grandfather, but he was like, it was very obvious what he was trying to do. And then he just kind of walked away back into his little corner until he left later to go to his hotel room and sulk.
I like how he circled around you multiple times until you said something, because he didn't want to be like the beta initiator.
I feel like that was it, because it was just very strange.
Yeah, he was trying to get your attention, so he wanted to talk to you. He wanted to have that moment, but he didn't want to be the one that was like started it. But he did start it. He was circling. He was like peacocking, trying to get your attention. That's cute.
I didn't see him again until the debate the next day, and then that's when everything else happened.
It's little man syndrome. I understand it. I don't suffer from it because I'm so gigantically grand and optimistic about
Here's
life.
another thing. It was really cold up there, but he was wearing shorts and a wife beater. And the thing is, he's always wearing a wife beater.
Yeah,
always.
I noticed that.
It's very strange.
That is very strange.
Stylish.
He's stylish.
It was in
Stylish.
Texas.
Texas, yep.
See a lot of wife beaters in Texas.
Whoa.
Yeah, but he's not from Texas. Oh.
If he's from Michigan, he's used to the cold weather, I guess. Because it gets really cold.
I don't know
up
if
there.
he's from Michigan or he's moving to Michigan.
Okay.
Was he living out in Los Angeles?
No, I know he was visiting LA for he's with like John Zerka and some other people from around there.
Yeah, good job. I'm glad that he realized that it wouldn't be a fair fight and he didn't have to waste 6 months of his life training. I think if he trained for 6 months,
that's another thing. He said that he'd have to stop streaming and like dedicate everything to. I was like, and I told him openly, no, you don't. I'm not gonna do that. Are you kidding me? You just like train like an hour or two a day, you'll be fine. Or not even a day, like you can do an hour or two 4 times a day.
Yeah, he could do a lot of things, but what he wants to do is make excuses not to do. That way he does nothing, and that's fine. It's his right to talk trash and not back it up. I think eventually you can only go back to back with Destiny so many times and come up short before people call you on it, but that's fine.
Yep.
I don't know. Maybe the tilting of the camera and the gamma radiation and everything has affected his judgment.
That's so cute. Bringing gamma radiation into it, I like that. That's a new one. I'm gonna have to use that next time somebody tries to question that extra inch in my height.
That's the thing, is like I interact with him and I know this guy isn't a character, but then I'll hear shit like gamma radiation. I'm like, that has to be a joke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I can't take that seriously from anybody, but he seems like he takes himself very seriously.
He does.
I want to watch the actual clip. I don't know. Maybe one day I'll look it up, but I'll probably forget about this.
I'm sure somebody in
afterwards.
chat can find the gamma radiation clip and I can send it over.
Yes.
I think we've been listening to
Yes. Gamma radiation.
I want the gamma.
He's definitely like a character, even if he's not trying to be. That's one thing I like about him.
I don't know much about him.
He stands
He's
out.
entertaining.
Yeah.
He's 100% entertaining.
Yeah. People say that I think I'm 7'2" in my head. I mean, numbers don't really matter. Do I feel
Okay, R.
7'2"? Sure. Am I? Of course
in
not.
reality, Billy, you're what, 5'9", right? In reality,
No, you're the one that tried to say you were 6 foot tall and you were like 5'10".
I am 6 foot tall.
You're like 5'10" at best.
I'm 6 foot tall.
I'm about 6'2". I say
6'1" and some change.
Bullshit. I'm 6'2".
You just said you're about 6'2", and I just said you're 6'1" and some
because
change.
I think I'm closer to 6'3" than 6'2".
Of course you think that.
But that's on a good spine day.
And his driver's license says like 6'4".
It says because in high school I was 6'4".
Okay.
Can you explain what a good spine day is to me?
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people, I don't know if you've ever been 600 pounds. I was for many years of my life. And there's a lot of spinal compaction that will happen when you're that big, especially when you're that tall. There's a lot of inches to lose just from the constant pressure of carrying that weight. And so on a good spine day, I can perk up, stand straight. Everything's really, really nice and tall. On a bad spine day, I'm kind of slunked in on myself. You know, it's like you can't help it. Some days.
He's also getting old. We're getting old, and you do lose height when you get old.
You lose height when you get old. You lose height when you're morbidly obese. These are two factors that take inches away. So I'm holding on to this 6'3" thing, even if I am officially 6'2". And on a good spine day, I might be 7 foot tall. I don't know.
That's his ego. His ego is 7 foot tall.
Yeah. It's cute.
It's cute.
It is
You know what
cute.
showed up in my recommended today?
What's that?
What?
Brett Keane.
Oh, God.
Yeah, his
It was a situation.
his failures are the stuff of legend at this point.
It is.
My God.
Absolutely.
You really
Yeah,
like
so-
mac and cheese, huh?
That's the joke. He also likes chili, but you better put cheese
With
in
no
it.
cheese.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, with cheese.
Well, yeah, he
Chili
was
with
complaining. He was complaining about how his wife didn't make him chili with cheese.
Has any YouTuber covered more ground doing all of their videos in tummy time?
Am I supposed to know what that is?
Tummy time? It's what they do with little babies when they lay them on their tummy and have them like roll around on their tummy.
Oh, because he's always on his belly in his bed.
He's in perpetual tummy time.
Yeah. I don't know how he has a bad spine.
You know he's got to have bad spine days. You know it.
Yeah. Because it's uncomfortable. He's laying on his belly in bed, and then he has his computer on some kind of shelf in front of him. He's arching his back to use the computer. It does not look comfortable at all.
People are asking if Dylan talked about owning that Haas guy yet. Haas guy? We just did.
Yeah.
We literally just did. You just missed it. There's murmurings, though, that Haas is suffering from gamma radiation. So we'll try
That's
not
another thing. If he's suffering from gamma radiation or gamma radiation is having effects on his health, then I don't really want to fight him. I mean,
that's when you want to fight him. He's weaker.
Oh, are you sure?
Yes, I would understand that, but I don't want to be too unfair.
No, yes, you do. Fuck fair.
I don't want to bite. I don't want to beat up somebody who's disabled. That would be.
That's the easiest people to beat up.
Pimp Monk is a dirty fighter. Pimp Monk once in a bar fight bit someone's testicle until it popped.
Pimp Monk once walked up to a guy in a wheelchair that was playing basketball and whipped him.
Okay, I found the gamma radiation clip if you want it.
I licked him,
Sure.
Is that what you said?
No, you walked up to a guy in a wheelchair that was playing basketball in a park and you whipped him. You pulled a whip out of your purse and you whipped the guy in the wheelchair while he was playing basketball.
My fanny pack, not purse, my fanny pack.
No. Yeah, I've been trying to find the original video of this. I saw Dylan, you were watching the video of the crazy Karen that whipped the two guys playing basketball and one of the guys in a wheelchair.
Yes, that one.
Yeah,
I found that. That video is amazing. I just uploaded a YouTube video all about it.
I watched it earlier today, and I could not find the original video. I was going to yoink the content for Drunken Peasants, but they took the original video down. So
Did they?
Yeah. So all I have
Why?
left.
It was so good.
I think they probably, because so many people have started covering that
How are we
since
gonna
then.
know not to? How are people gonna know not that whipping random black people is wrong now? Because without that YouTube video,
Oh,
people,
that's wrong?
Yeah, it's like there's these Darman videos if people are familiar, right? That's the vein behind this video is that it's a moral story. And
go ahead and explain this evidence needs feed produced.
We need
of the tilt.
We need the video on if we're gonna have yelling in the background.
Sorry, my bad.
It's very loud.
Yeah, he's very loud.
That is the volume.
Yeah, because I had the volume at a normal level.
Oh no.
I always see people do this kind of posture thing where they're kind of measuring who stands up straighter. I don't know.
Yeah.
Go ahead and
I like how if you look here and he shows that Destiny is at a slight angle, right?
Yeah.
But if Destiny is at a slight angle, wouldn't that mean he's even taller than shown?
Yes.
Explain this evidence needs feed produced. Of the tilt. There is a tilt. If you know anything about science, you know that the gamma radiation of the distance, 50 millimeters, makes the tilt increase height.
Wasn't gamma radiation how the Fantastic Four got their powers?
Gamma rays were how Hulk got his powers too.
Yeah.
Hulk was a gamma ray guy.
So we're living in the MCU now.
Of course.
Okay.
How great is it that somebody just can't take the L that they're shorter than, even if they were as tall as Destiny, they have to go through this entire scientific explanation.
You would do that. You would do that.
Well,
yeah, if someone else got next to you that you thought was shorter than you and they ended up being taller,
no,
you'd
Joe's
be making,
taller than me.
I'm not talking about Joe. I'm talking about someone else that you were like, I'm taller than you, and then they show up. Yes, you would.
No, I wouldn't.
Yes, you would.
No, I just want credit where credit's due. That's all.
Didn't you just do that with the arm wrestling though?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course that because I'm not an arm wrestler. It felt uncomfortable to me. That's like I can revoke consent at any time. You guys.
So this sounds like me talking to Infrared about the boxing match.
Yeah. Yep.
Do you have a tape measure?
And the more it's fucking tilted, angular tilts produce fucking camera height differences.
so
Everyone
shallow,
fucking knows
though.
that.
Like, who
If you
gives a shit
understand
if somebody
anything
thinks
about
over?
fucking optical science, you would know that the focal point intersects with the plane of XY on the object plane to produce.
He's got to be memeing, right?
This
There's
is
no
like-
way he's serious.
This sounds
Yeah,
like
that's the thing. You can never tell with him.
this sounds like the pseudoscience that flat earthers use to explain how the world is actually flat when it looks round from, high up. It's like that.
Facials.
Does
You
the
don't
focal
fucking
point
know shit. You
differential-
literally
No,
just.
I'm serious.
Yeah.
Does the focal point differential on the XY plane change when you have a measuring tape?
On camera, the tilt produces the focal point radiation of 3.5. Go ahead and explain this evidence needs feed produced.
All right, so that's it.
Yep, that's the clip.
These chairs are like not even keel in the background, right? Like the chairs in the background show that Destiny is probably losing some height with the tilt.
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not much of a science guy. You know?
The meme was back in the day though that Destiny was like 5'2" or something like that.
He's not a tall guy.
Sure.
He is like 5'8" probably.
That's
5'8",
about what I am.
5'9"
I'm like
in the territory.
5'8". So
He's like around average. It's just the meme, because the thing is, a lot of people, there's streamers who shoot from below and above. I shoot from above, and so a lot of people think I'm smaller than I am.
Yeah.
But then when they meet me, I'm 5'10", which is like 1 inch above average. But all the people who shoot from below end up always being short, because if you're shooting from below, I usually means you're compensating for something.
Yeah.
Yeah, Billy.
The first time I saw Infrared, we watched a video when we had Vosh on the one time, and it was like he was saying that Vosh supported a fascist Joe Biden, and we laughed at it a little bit because I thought he was trolling. He seems like he's trolling, but and then he got mad and made a video to us telling us that he challenged us to some kind of debate or something.
Wait, Infrared challenged you guys to a debate?
This must have been years ago.
Yeah, one of the times we had Vosh on, maybe a year ago or more. Because someone sent us this video of him, and we didn't know who he was. And then we kind of made fun of him because he was so ridiculous. And then he made another video about us. Could have swore it was him.
Probably.
Pretty sure it's the same guy.
I don't know. I don't remember most things. If you're not cute like Dylan, I don't remember you. What?
Hey, calm down, Billy.
I remember you, Pimp Monk. Don't get weird.
You know, Billy. If I was watching the show while growing up, I think it might be, this might be a little weird. If you're throwing those out there.
Weren't you talking earlier about how people shouldn't date their fans? Was that something you said recently?
I don't think people should date fans.
See,
What about
you
just
and I
having
should
sex
have a
with them?
debate
'Cause I've done
on
that.
why people should date their fans.
You want to just do it now?
Because I'm just going to say this. You should date your fans, because why deprive your fans of the gift of banging their idol? That's all I'm going to say.
I'm with Billy on this one.
That's all I'm going to say.
Well, the thing is, number one, like, the main issue I have with it is a fan sees a very certain, like, perception.
Nonsense? Come on, people. Give them your tip.
Just a tip.
That was
Thank
our
you,
TTS.
Just a tip. But the thing is, people like who are fans see a very certain perspective of me. Like, if you're on stream, you don't see me when I'm like scratching my balls on my sofa, like watching a movie, right?
Yeah.
You don't
What if
see
that's
me,
their
like,
thing?
I wish I could.
while I'm off stream, right? And you see this very certain perspective of me. And so I feel like this can, like, not only tilt your perspective of who I am going into a relationship, and it can build some toxic or just uncomfortable relationships, but people online get super parasocially attached to me.
Yes.
By the time we interact, I have very minimal attachment to this person who just walked up to me and said I'm their fan, but they've been watching me for possibly years now, and they have a way different level of attachment to me. And I can feel this level of attachment when I'm just shaking their hands and they're talking to me, where I see this person, this is like a person I've never met before, but they're telling me how much I I've been watching you for this long or that long, and it's like, okay, dope. I mean, I appreciate that, But if I was to like have sex with this person or date this person, I could possibly intensify like that attachment that's already pretty, in some weird territory even further. And here's a big self-preservation reason, right? I am not going to give a bunch of random people on the internet access to what I do and don't like in the bedroom, or possible access to my body in that way, because I do not
really
trust my fans.
Fucker, huh?
Very much so, and I don't trust them with that information.
See, I'm the opposite. I want them to go and tell everybody. I feel like if you knew what I was capable of, you would, like, if you were a woman, you would need to be mopped up immediately. If you were a guy, you'd spend the rest of your life wishing I was that way. That's all. That's all. You hear what I'm into, and it's like you're like, well, I wish I could fuck Billy the Fridge. So whenever I meet with a fan, and whenever I use them similar ways to, think of any YouTuber that got canceled. I'm the same way, and I want you all to know that as good as you think it is, it's better. It's way better.
You say he makes everything about himself.
What do you mean?
What do you
wait? What if it's bad because you have a bad spine day though?
I mean, even on a bad spine day, I can work with it. I've done more on my back with a handful of hair than I think most guys have done in their prime. In their prime.
Well, quit pulling your own fucking hair, Billy.
Sometimes. Sometimes.
Everyone in our stream, if you could give our stream a like, that would be great. And make sure you're still subscribed. People get unsubscribed automatically from our channel all the time.
I think you do have a good point, though, where like these potential people that you date do have like a long time to feel like they get to know you, and they're at like this. They're at this advantage in the process of bonding that you just can't really catch up to very easily. And I think that is kind of unfortunate a lot of times.
And they only get these little short moments on the internet of us. And I understand what he's saying. In real life, in real life, I'm as amazing as I am on the internet, but still.
Well, I mean, in real life, even if I am scratching my balls or whatever, you deserve all of me or none of me. You sick fans at home that just want to use me for my body.
The biggest mistake is don't date them, just have sex with them. Just give them that good D.
No, do whatever you want with human beings who are adults and consenting. But Dylan brings up a great point. You might not be able to connect in a level that you need to connect with a human being in that way.
As long as the genitalia connects, it's okay.
Nah.
I'm not a deep person. I'm not all.
We know you're what, 2 inches?
I just have emotions. Oh yeah, 2 inches. I ain't that damn big.
Pimmonk, when you have sex, does most of the friction usually come from rubbing against your own belly?
It's usually my foot.
Explain. Foot?
I stick my foot.
You foot bang these women?
Wow. Let's leave that one alone, Ben.
You're the one who said it.
Ben, you're a pervert. God damn it.
Pimmonk.
What?
I'm just thinking about your toes going inside of holes now, and it's bothering me. I wish you wouldn't have gone there. I wish you wouldn't have gone there.
Why are you thinking about that, Billy? Why are you a pervert too?
Pimmonk.
Yo.
Do you have a jar of peanut butter around you?
And a dog.
Yeah, I just want to see what your peanut butter looks like. That's all. That's all. Just open up the lid, show me.
It's got some extra filling in it.
I just want to see what your jar of peanut butter looks like. That's all.
Yo, we had some news stories today.
Thank you.
Sure.
See what you did, Billy.
It's whoa.
So Dylan, you're a lot younger than us, but are you aware of who Right Said Fred was, or is?
The name semi rings a bell, but not really.
It was a musical group.
Yeah, they did this song, I'm Too Sexy for Your...
One-hit wonders from the early 90s.
Yeah.
Someone sent me this. Right Said Fred promote white supremacy live stream with neo-Nazi leader.
Really?
What? Okay,
Yeah. Here,
I'll
bring it up.
Hey, dudes.
Which is weird because they're like openly gay, but I think Nazis embrace the gays now.
I should have saved my based and
They
Fred
do?
Pill joke for this story.
I mean, with Nick Fuentes around, you have to question the Nazis might be okay with the gays. 'cause-
Right said and
That
Fred
is-
pilled.
That is a good point, Benjamin.
Yeah.
Yikes.
What?
Right said Fred shared a link with the followers over the weekend that led to a live stream full of neo-Nazis, conspiracy theories, and anti-vacation misinformation.
Yeah.
According to the Mirror, I'm Too Sexy singers who are noted anti-vacationers in their native UK posted the link on the cross-platform messaging app Telegram. While the duo didn't include their own caption, the post brought their more than 5,600 followers to a webcast hosted by Mark Collett, leader of the UK white nationalist group Patriotic Alternative. The well-known neo-Nazi who has openly praised Hitler.
Mark Collett. I know this guy.
You know Mark Collett?
Mark Collett. I don't know him personally, but he recently had a debate with Destiny. And he's one of those white genocide is coming, and the Jews are manipulating immigration to destroy the world. That he's just a straight-up neo-Nazi. He once said that AIDS is a gift because it kills black people and gays.
But it kills everybody else too. So, I mean,
yeah.
I don't understand how that works.
boy.
Maybe they'd have an argument if it only targeted everyone they hated.
I think he was also a fan of Adolf Hitler, and he used to be a group, part of another group. I think it was what's that? The EDL, and I think he got like kicked out of it.
He's saying right here that he has openly praised Hitler and denied the Holocaust in the past, and was joined by his discussion by white supremacist blogger Jason Cohn, also known to his readers as No White Guilt, and David
Oh my
Duke.
God, that guy!
That's the one that Mama J.F. freaked out on, right?
Yeah, yes.
And David Duke, former Grand Wizard of the Knights of the Ku Klux Klan. This is the worst Avengers team up yet.
Jesus fucking Christ. The thing is you would think like, I mean, like PR is bad PR. But I feel like when you're talking about the KKK, this is like a group that is like stereotypically like racist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you were to think racist group, the first thing you think of probably is the KKK. And so even if I was I'm not, but if I was a neo-Nazi, right? I feel like even like I hear KKK and I just be like, I don't know. I feel like that's even too much of a PR disaster. And this is from the guy who wrote, I'm too sexy for my shirt.
Yes.
Do you think they did a remix of the song I'm Too Sexy for My Mask or I'm Too Sexy for the Vax?
I hope not.
Like,
Stop giving them ideas.
If they haven't, they should do that because I want to make fun of it. Colette seemed to appreciate the boost from the pop band, writing, I never thought Right Said Fred would ever share any of my content, but we live in interesting times. What like a horrible little clout chase remark to make. Like, it's Right Said Fred. Like,
right.
You know
they
why
had one hit song 30 years ago.
You know why you never thought Right Said Fred would share any of your content? Because you never thought about Right Said Fred. Nobody openly thinks of Right Said Fred.
The trumpet fight guy, you know the fight guy. It'd be like if he like posted one of my videos and I was like, wow, the trumpet fight guy, or like the bagel boss guy. If he did something right now.
Yeah. However, Right Said Fred seemed to realize fairly quickly that the move wasn't a great look. Oh? While their Telegram bio reads two musicians with opinions that don't fit the mainstream news media narrative, they've since claimed through a spokesperson that posting the link was an accident and deleted it. The boys share information they feel isn't covered by the mainstream media. This is a rare example where the band got it wrong. Rare example where the band Right Said Fred got it wrong. And I think their song I'm Too Sexy for their shirt or whatever.
Yeah.
There's a whole list of lyrics in that song where they got it wrong, or Time at least got it wrong for them. They're old weird anti-vax dudes. Like they're not too sexy for anything.
They also said they were too sexy for pussycat.
Who is this, Nick Fuentes?
Yeah.
Their rep said in a statement, it should be noted the brothers, Fred and Richard Fairbrass, have protested against the UK's COVID-19 lockdowns in London and regularly speak out against vaccination, despite the latter being hospitalized for 4 days in 2021.
Wow.
Do they still look like little crazy Joe Rogans?
I mean, I'm guessing this is a more recent photo.
Crazy Joe Rogan.
This is Blow Rogan.
I was listening to Joe Rogan's podcast recently.
Joe's coming kind of nutty, man.
Yeah, I was just listening to the most recent episode because I was curious. I had to take a flight back from the debate conference, and I was curious.
Yeah.
And I turned it on, and the shit he talked about, the variety. He talked about his penis bleeding, and then they would talk about like trans women in prison, and then it was one of his friends having their testicles torn open by a gate.
What?
And then like then fucking it was horses. People on Fear Factor drinking horse sperm.
That was what got that
piss.
show canceled. That was the last episode.
About it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who got canceled?
It was only
Fear Factor.
It was only broadcasted outside the United States. It was never broadcasted within.
I feel weird because Joe Rogan's been nice to me in the past. It's weird that things take a turn and
it's not even weird. Dylan just explained it.
Yeah.
He has a podcast where he talks about all types of shit.
Yeah.
Of course he's gonna get some shit not correct, and of course he's gonna get some shit that's a little off base, and then he's gonna get some shit that's just fucking weird, and then he's gonna get some shit that's probably pretty intelligent about like his MMA experience. He's got a lot of intelligence in a lot of areas. You shouldn't listen to Joe Rogan for certain things.
Back in the day, Joe gifted me and the other guys I used to do DP with like some amazing tickets to one of his shows, and we all went to it and sat like third row center stage. It was cool.
Back in the day, he made me eat a tub of roaches.
No, he didn't. You weren't on Fear Factor.
No, it wasn't on Fear Factor.
Oh, that was just you and him hanging out?
Backstage at News Radio. I was there with Andy Dick.
You're hanging out with Andy
He was
Dick?
like, hey, fat boy, if you eat this tub of roaches, I won't kick your ass. And I was like, okay. And I ate the whole tub of roaches. And then he still kicked my ass. That's why I said to Andy Dick, I said, this guy cannot be trusted. This Rogan character cannot be trusted.
The thing that gets me about Rogan isn't because I did a story today about Rogan, specifically him not being able to take an L in a conversation about COVID, where someone was like talking about, I forget the name of the
that
disease,
Australian journalist.
Yeah, I was talking to him, and it was just clear he got it wrong, and it felt like he couldn't just be like, oh, I guess I was wrong. And the thing is, it's weird because Joe Rogan would usually just be like, I'm a dumbass, and would just let people speak and won't really push back much, and he'll like openly be like, look, I'm wrong, and that's okay. And I that's an admirable quality in people if they can just openly admit they were wrong. There's not a lot of people who can really do that, especially when you're like publicly online. But it feels like, I guess for me, I think on this topic specifically of COVID, which is the thing that concerns me the most, really, about a lot of his stuff, even though I think he's an okay guy, I think he's taking so much shit from like CNN or like commentators that now he's dug in. And if he ever admits fault, then he thinks that he lost this thing where everybody called into question his character and honesty,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good assessment of it. I did see the clip that you're talking about, though, because he was trying to say that... Actually, we probably can't even say it on YouTube, right? Like, talking about side effects, and someone showed him that there's way less vaccine-related ones than,
the virus causes it more
right.
than the vaccine does.
Right.
Joe said the vaccine causes it more, yeah.
And he was like, well, who writes this then? That was his...
Ducking Creeper says 2016 Joe Rogan would mock the shit out of 2022 Joe Rogan. And 2016 version of all of us was way better because we weren't under the thumb of demonetization. Fight me. 2016 version of every one of us was a sick son of a bitch that would have fought 2022 Joe Rogan. Now we won't even say anything bad about him other than he talks too much about ripping testicles.
Well, I think
we're afraid.
I think bad about it. I think he did ridiculous shit when he told young people not to get the vaccine. I thought it was stupid as hell that he did that.
Yo, 2016 Dylan Burns probably would have.
You were 4.
I would have gone on a Mr. Girl stream, probably.
Ooh la la. This Mr. Girl stuff, like, okay, Mr. Girl came through a debate with Destiny, and that kind of popped him off in the last month, right?
Yeah.
Yep, and he's fucking gigantic on Twitch. I mean, he's getting
a
like
rap
regularly,
album.
like he's a rap star. He released a song "I Kill Pedophiles" and a separate song "I'm a Pedophile."
Yeah.
He also he like gets 1K to 1.5K views on Twitch right now. I mean, he's fucking smashing everyone.
That's insane.
He's CIA or FBI, right? Like he's definitely a
he's in to trap people.
Yeah, he's not a legitimate regular human being. He said that him and Vito went to the same high school.
Vito from the Netflix protest?
Yeah, fat shit
Really?
Vito.
I love that.
So let's look at Vito and let's look at Mr. Girl, and they both blew up because of connections to Netflix. This is all controlled opposition. They're glowies, man. They're freaking glowies, man. I'm calling it right now. We're gonna, you know what? I'll stop talking about this if one of you CIAs watching us right now send us a $150 donation. I'll shut up. You can shut me up for $150.
According to Billy, almost everybody's in the CIA. There's more people in the CIA than not.
No, some people are in Mossad. But I thought I don't know. It's interesting. This Mr. Girl thing is interesting. Like
we should get Joe to debate Mr. Girl.
No, that would be terrible.
Here's another story. Some QAnon believers think JFK disguised himself as Trump at the Arizona rally.
What?
JFK Jr.?
Yeah, because they think I don't think it's Junior. I think it's JFK, the guy who'd be 107 years old.
Actual JFK?
No, it has to be JFK Jr. It has to be.
Some of them thought, when they all went to the grassy knoll, the site of the JFK assassination, some of the QAnon people thought actual JFK was going to show up too, with his dead son.
Would it be
also.
like Jedi JFK, where
he'd be
just
like
be a
so
Force
old?
ghost?
He'd be one of the oldest people on Earth.
Is he a Force ghost?
No.
Huh.
He'd be like Yoda.
Yeah, I'm trying to understand how they believe this.
I mean, it just keeps getting wackier and wackier.
Apparently, there's no conspiracy theory too wild for some QAnon followers. Case in point, members of a QAnon group based in Dallas have floated the theory that John F. Kennedy is not only alive, but disguised himself as former President Donald Trump over the weekend to attend a rally in Florence, Arizona.
That rally was crazy, by the way. The Blacks for Trump shirts. They've always done this, too. They've always found all the black people and sat them behind Trump at his rallies to make it look like more black people go to Trump rallies.
Have you ever visited the Blacks for Trump website? Have you ever visited it?
No.
It's literally a cult. It's actually a cult.
Oh, wow.
And they're actively calling for people like put in prison for cult shit to be released from prison. And when I'm saying they're a cult, I mean that literally. They're an actual just cult.
I kind of felt like Trump just had people there at the gate looking for black people and handed them free Blacks for Trump t-shirts.
They do this. No.
Apparently they're a cult.
So they're a cult that comes with the Blacks for Trumps, and it says blackfortrump.com, right? And the .com directs them to a cult website. Website to be indoctrinated into a cult.
It's blacksfortrump2020.com. Let's get the website correct so that if anybody wants to join the cult, they know where to go officially.
Great, wonderful. I did a whole video digging down into this. They're just like an actual cult, and the problem is that Trump's like a little gang of people, right? They see a bunch of black people and like, oh, that's different, and so then they put them all behind Trump because that's they want to appear diverse, and so they're willing to put people with literally just a guide on how to go find a cult website behind them, just so Trump has black people visible at his rallies.
That's actually amazing. I'm very interested in this now. I wanna fall into this rabbit hole soon. So here it says, as evidence, the group's leader, Michael Protzman, claims Trump appeared to be shorter than he should have been.
Oh, by the way, I believe he calls himself Michael the Black Man, I believe.
What a good name.
It's like Lars Blackman, the Spike Lee character.
Like, just look up the website and go in there, and it's just a fucking mess. Just look at it.
Blacks for
I'm asking
Trump?
you to pull it up.
All right, let's see.
Blacksfortrump2020.com. Then you click a link, and then you'll just find fucking nonsense. And if you look up the people they're asking to be like freed, it's just like actual criminal.
All right, pulling it up right now. Yeah, I noticed their shirts say Blacks for Trump 2020, and it's like, well, you're a little late on that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
It redirected me to limitlesstruth.com. Let's see.
Yep, this is it.
Yeah.
Look at this. Look at this shit.
It looks like it was made in the 90s.
Yahweh. Gather the Yahweh's win for Trump. Click arrow below to watch. Michael wants a meeting with President Trump representing over 1 million black Yahweh followers, asking him to heroically pardon Yahweh ben Yahweh. See gods2.com video. Okay. I like it.
Hey, Rhizome, thank you for the raid, buddy.
Hey. Yahweh ben Yahweh taught Michael, blacks for Trump, that white European Gentile God believers are not the devil. It's the white Canaanite Ishmaelite Democrats who are totally different from Europeans that's evil. Gods2.com vid 24, then click 12, blah, blah, blah. Michael is doing what he saw his father, YBY, do. YBY only, so this is his dad? Yahweh ben Yahweh is his dad?
Yahweh ben Yahweh. You look up Yahweh ben Yahweh's Wikipedia page. This is who he's asking to like be like freed and shit.
Is Michael his actual son, or is he like...
I don't know for sure.
Okay.
I did, but this is all fucking cult shit. All of it.
Yeah, Michael...
The Nation of Yahweh. I've never heard of this before.
Yeah, look at this shit. This
Do we have...
I
thought he was...
wild.
Yeah.
And Trump puts these people right behind him.
Yahweh ben Yahweh. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yahweh ben Yahweh in 1979 founded and led the Nation of Yahweh, a new religious
He's a black
movement.
Hebrew Israelite? Is that what he...
I don't... Fuck, but look at this. He was convicted of conspiracy to commit murder.
Damn.
And racketeering and extortion charges on the federal level.
Of which he was found not guilty. However, he was convicted of conspiracy to commit murder.
Myrtle.
Myrtle.
Yeah, I gotta say Myrtle on YouTube or else we get demonized. Early years, Yahweh ben Yahweh was born Hulan Mitchell Jr. So, do we know if Michael's last name is Mitchell? Michael, he goes by Michael, the black
I think
Trump.
it's Michelle.
Michelle? Hulan Michel Jr. on October 27, 1935. One of 15 children born to Hulan Michel Sr., the minister of the Antioch Church of God in Christ in Enid, Oklahoma.
So he was born into Christianity.
And then he joined the Nation of Islam and took the name Hulan X.
Wow.
Wow. After leaving the Nation of Islam in the late 60s, he became a faith-healing Christian preacher and named himself Father Mitchell.
So to be clear, he was part of the Nation of Islam, the anti-Semitic group. Then he became a faith healer, scamming people, and then he created the cult.
Wow.
So he's all over as far as religion goes.
He's fucking just jumping around like a madman before doing racketeering and trying to murder people.
Yeah, he tried to murder people, and now he wants the nation of people. Now he wants the Nation of Yahweh. Michael claims to be this guy's son. I don't know the validity of that, but he wants to free this guy, and he's doing it under the rouse of blacks for Trump.
Dead, but he wants his name cleared.
Oh, it's a posthumous pardon.
Yeah, I thought he was just like an 85-year-old guy sitting in prison.
Nah,
Like,
he died in 2007.
oh my god!
So before Trump was even president.
Yep.
So
this is an extra level of cult because
it's weird. Yeah, they want a posthumous presidential pardon from Trump. Is that what they want?
Well, that's what they want.
I believe I was watching a video about it, and a video from the website, and I remember him just asking Trump, like, Trump, please pardon Trump. Yeah, I believe it was that.
Wow. Yeah. If Trump wasn't going to pardon Joe Exotic, and who was also convicted of conspiracy to commit murder,
travesty.
yeah, then this guy, he's not going to get it either.
You know, it'd be really funny if Joe Biden pardoned Joe Exotic.
That would be hilarious.
He should. He should. Joe Exotic.
It'd be a good moment. It'd be good news.
Yeah, Joe Exotic should get the pardon from Biden. What the hell else is Biden going to do with his free time? He can't eat ice cream all day
You don't
long.
think there's people more deserving of a pardon than Joe Exotic?
I think there's a lot of people less deserving than Joe Exotic who got pardoned.
You just like him because he's entertaining.
No, I like him because he's gay.
Okay. Well, I mean,
And he's also
I don't know about the
innocent
murder
for
thing. Like, I don't know if he really did hire people to murder that woman, but I don't like what he did to animals, and I think he deserves to be in prison for that. So,
But not for life, though.
no, but he didn't get a life sentence. He's old, and he has a pretty long sentence for an old guy.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But did you watch Tiger King 2? It's pretty sure that he did not do the whole setting up the murder thing.
It's a clearly biased documentary, though, right?
No,
Yeah, but the
Netflix
guy
is fair and balanced.
Yeah,
Always.
but the guy who claimed that he did it said, I lied. He didn't do it.
Yeah, I
Also,
watched it.
Didn't Trump pardon or help Lil Wayne out? I mean, like, Joe Biden needs to help out his own celebrity, and I think it should be Joe Exotic.
I think Trump pardoned the guy who did the biggest Ponzi scheme ever, right? Like,
wasn't that Madoff?
no, this guy was bigger than Madoff.
He can't
Madoff,
pardon
yeah.
himself.
Oh,
Well, he was going to test that. I almost
wanted to
wished he
try.
would have tried. Because I wanted to see what would happen,
himself.
like in the courts
He'd
and
have to
everything.
admit to guilt before he could pardon himself, right?
You have to be guilty of something in order to pardon it. You can't pardon just like an accusation or something that you weren't even taken to court for.
It'd be funny if Joe Exotic got pardoned and then immediately went and killed somebody. Just like, got it.
For real.
Got him.
He said in Tiger King Part 2 that if he gets out, he's not getting back into the animal business or anything.
Why would he?
He said he feels bad. Now, he's remorseful about that. I mean, that's the right thing for him to say right now because that's the thing that they could still nail him for.
Yeah, I don't know if you've ever had like murderous animals under your charge, but it's hard to make the right decision all the time.
Yeah, I work with Twitch streamers all the time.
Yeah, exact. Oh yeah, Hippy Dippy. I used to put a couple of those guys to sleep.
I mean, like he would. There are ways when you run a zoo. There are ways to put down animals that need to be put down, and Joe Exotic literally would just shoot animals and kill them.
Yeah, but he also was feeding them like garbage all the time. He was doing the best he could with the little he had.
What?
You're defending
him feeding them garbage?
Am I defending him feeding them garbage?
Yes.
He loved those animals. He didn't have the means.
Wait. As humans, we eat garbage.
Exactly.
He means literal garbage, like he was garbage picking and using that food.
Well, yeah,
right?
It's the best he could do. He was doing the best he could.
He doesn't mean figurative garbage like McDonald's.
He
or
has
something.
a big heart, and he brought in a whole bunch of babies he couldn't really take care of, and he knew it, but he couldn't say no. And that's the plight of Joe Exotic. Is
he was breeding them.
Well, yeah, it's hard not to let things fuck when they're carnal animals like the tigers.
When they're in a zoo environment, it's very easy not to let them do that.
Not
You
when
separate the males and the females from each other and don't let them get near each other.
Not when he sees how bright and beautiful children feel when they hold a baby.
I love how you'll just keep
tiger in their
doubling
hand.
down on it.
Have you ever seen an 8-year-old hold a baby tiger? Their face lights up. It's the problem with baby tigers is they're only babies for so long. If there was one way to like stunt their growth,
that's abuse.
Yes, but it's cute abuse.
Would stunt their growth.
No, I'm joking, guys. Let's not do that. Let's not stunt their growth. Everybody's saying
But
pay
you
to
do that
mute
to
Billy.
humans.
Everybody throw donos. I'm actually going to leave for a little while. You guys throw donos. If we don't get a good amount of donos by the time I come back, we're never muting me again.
Hey, can you go back to the Blacks for Trump website and just scroll down for a bit?
Yes, I will.
I want you to go. I want you to get to a certain article. It just says fake black people.
Fake black people.
Yeah.
Like, is it black people that don't agree with them, therefore they're fake, or are they saying people act like they're black and they're literally not really black?
It's you're kind of close with the first one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm at 6
Look
now.
how much there is here.
How much further down?
It's 15.
15. All right. Fake black. So Jesse Jackson, Obama, Jussie Smollett, Spike Lee,
Al Sharpton.
Al
Maxine
Sharpton.
Waters.
Yeah, Colin Kaepernick.
Ilhan.
Yeah, it's funny that they put the entire squad up there when we know the other two aren't black at all.
Yeah.
I don't know. Can they just not use crop, like the cropping?
Can we
tool?
read? Can we read the paragraph?
These are the deceiving fake black people who are really Indians. Oh, God. I don't want to say this S word. You know, we used to have a chain of restaurants in America that use that name. And
really?
Yeah, and the last one closed down in 2020. And it literally has roots in a racist book that was written in the 1800s. But it was like it was a pancake house with that name. So slave beaters who want socialism to live off our tax dollars for free while they pay no taxes. They are drunk with the blood of the saints. Revelation 17, 1-6. Obama freed all the Arabs and East Indian terrorists and drug suppliers of Blackout of Gitmo and did not free any blacks like Big Meech. No idea who that is. Bo Diddley. I know who Bo Diddley was, but not Bo Diddley. Larry Hoover.
You don't know Big Meech?
Big Meech?
You don't know Big Meech? I love Big Meech. We used to hang out all the time.
Maca Zoe. Tim Brown. That's the most normal name I've read so far.
Is this
Tim
their
Brown.
mixtape feature list?
Rick Brownlee, and he opened the border for the Indian Magog and Gog.
Sounds like a morning show.
There was a guy I met that was a
Magog and
YouTuber years ago named Magog, the guy that wore the big cape and everything. Invasions. I guess this is Ezekiel 38, 1-18. Obama is a traitor to America and blacks. Lock him up for treason. They keep quoting Revelations. Fear not dependent voter. There will be, man, this is written, it's hard to read because it's
Fear
written
not,
so
independent voter. There will be no race war at his arrest because I, the real black man, will declare it to the real blacks and they will rejoice. Revelations 21:8. Click red button to watch.
And if you watch and listen to him, he's fucking, it's the weirdest shit. Because he's just like the shittiest audio and it's terrible.
Do you? I like how they have Ocasio-Cortez on as fake black people.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about this.
I'll grab it.
Do you love fake black people? Do you love fake black?
So yeah, you didn't know any of this, did you guys?
No, I never heard of this.
Special. This is great, and I love that Trump just because they're black, he's like, let's throw it behind me with their damn websites on their shirt, and I love that nobody cares to click the link and find this out. Like
yeah, I apparently there's very few websites that actually have covered this, so I guess people just see it all the time and just don't look it up, right?
They're like, oh God, these people must be crazy, wanting to be blacks for Trump, don't they know? And it's like, well, no, you don't know. They are
You don't know
crazy.
how deep this goes. Yeah, they are actually crazy.
They're full-on cult weirdos.
Well, Ben, I got to go and get ready for my show, brother.
All right.
Pit Monk, I got bad news.
What's that, brother?
You can't leave.
I got, but it was very. I don't care about you right now, but I care about this pretty young man on Twitch.
Whoa.
Oh, wait.
Pit Monk, you can't fuck your fans.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I have not ever done that.
These fake black people are not
Bye,
the
guys.
black people of America
Good night,
who
Pit
were
Monk.
born here as slaves.
Good night, Pit Monk.
They have deceived the world into making us think they're black when they're really East Indian, Arab, Pakistani. Especially that creep called Obama, who actually freed all of the East Indian, Arab, and Pakistanis because they are his people. He let them go out of Gitmo. Those were the people that supplied the drug dealers. So, but the black men like Bo Diddley, Ike, Larry Hoover, Big Meech, Tim Brown.
By the way, I looked up Big Meech, by the way. Big Meech has gone to prison for a host of drug trafficking, and it seems there's a lot of violence accusations here. It looks like there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm looking at this like rap sheet. Like this guy was actively involved in organized crime.
Rick Brownlee, all of them still have not been pardoned. He let all those other nuts go, them East Indians, but he didn't pardon any of our brothers. He's a traitor to the black man. Remember this, black people. These are not us.
The fact that you threw 80%.
So now he's playing Malcolm X.
Of your
Now he's
vote
playing
behind
Malcolm
the Democrats that put the Democrats in. What do you get out of it? The Democrats have been in Washington, D.C. only because of the Negro vote. And still they can't keep their promise to you because you're a chump.
Wait, go back. Go back
All right.
a little bit. You missed it just a tiny bit. Right there, before, you could see actually Yahweh ben Yahweh, the conspirator to commit murder, and he was there for like a moment. It doesn't matter. I saw him anyway.
Okay. Yeah, he's showing Farrakhan,
You're
too.
weight behind a political party, and that party can't keep the promise that it made to you during election time, and you're dumb enough to walk around continuing to identify yourself with that party. You're not only a chump, but you're a traitor.
But yeah, so you get like this is all just literally a fucking cult now.
Yeah, this is terrible.
Yeah, it's actually god awful, and Trump will just see them and be like, "Black people behind me," and they're like, literally, here's a link to go get radicalized. Like that's literally what they exist to do.
That's absolutely ridiculous that nobody else is talking about this. Like, I feel like this would be a big thing for any detractor of Trump to be like, by the way, Trump's platform. Maybe they don't want to do it because of the race issue.
I actually have thought about that, like whether or not they don't want, like, why hasn't people made a bigger deal of this? That they keep putting these fucking cultists in the back to actively like be broadcasted to millions of people and recruit to their call? Because think of how many times we've seen those people. They're always there. They will go to Trump rallies specifically to recruit for the website. Because every time they go to one of these rallies, I'm sure people like me have looked it up. People with like no platform have looked it up and scrolled around by themselves. Like, what the fuck is all this shit? I'm sure there has to be.
I never did. I'm trying to think like the type of person that would. Like, you seem like the type of person that would, because you're actively interested in finding out the deeper meaning of things. You're a political savant, Dylan Burns. Me, I'm a schlub. You know, all I care about is whether or not I'm taller than infrared Haas. That's all I care about.
You are.
That's all I literally.
Yes,
I look in the mirror.
You're taller by about 7 inches or 8 inches.
That's all I need.
I want to show you something really funny. This will lighten the mood quite a bit.
Okay.
This is our buddy Adam from the channel Your Movie Sucks.
We just actually released a video with him where we reviewed Tariq Nasheed's movie Buck Breaking. If anybody wants to go check that out.
Oh no!
Yes, we did. We watched the whole thing. We have about an hour and 40 minutes of review footage because they put this ominous music over black people twerking. They said, here's an allegation from that movie: the Catholics brought homosexuality to Africa.
Wow.
There was no homosexuality in Africa, and there was a backup plan because a second commentator said if it wasn't that, then it was the Arabs. The Arabs did it. And here's another one. Judge Joe Brown was one of the presenters in the movie, and he said that the reason there's it was like something along the lines of like, there's gang violence because there's black lesbians in the bodies of thugs or something. It was like that quote unquote, and this is his words, not mine. Thugs have the bodies like the souls of lesbians or something. It's just like a million different takes like that throughout the whole movie.
That's crazy.
White people had zero culture. Like at all, period, until they met black people, and then black people gave them all the culture. Gay people were one of the perpetuators of slavery, and they would prove it by just saying, here is a person who was owned slaves and also happened to be gay, and that would be, look, gay people did slavery. Hitler's gay, that's another one. There was like just a million
Sounds
different
like
conspiracy
Trumpster Yeah, we're gonna have our episode 1000 on February 24th, and Adam's coming here to be in studio with us, along with a bunch of other people like Jeff Holiday and everything. We're excited about that.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
when are you doing this?
February 24th.
That sounds amazingly fun.
Yeah. Our buddies Hannibal and Monty.
If you can break away, come.
Am I invited?
Yeah, absolutely.
Of course.
February 24th.
February 24th, Seattle, Washington.
Is that a weekend?
It's not. Unfortunately, it's a Thursday night.
It's a Thursday. Oh, and I got heavy dibbies on Fridays.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's difficult. I'll figure it out. I'll see if I can do it or not.
Cool.
Yeah, we have this thing planned with Adam that no one's gonna want to miss. So, just throwing that out there. But here's Adam doing his best Tucker Carlson impersonation.
Oh.
Are you scared you'll fuck your son?
Yes.
Yeah, you got to make the hold it.
Oh, and that's our buddy Scott, who streams with Adam, and he's on Drunken Peasants all the time, usually like once a week.
Hold. Okay.
He can do it really well.
It's really good.
Yeah, he's got the thing here that Tucker has. Like,
do you
I think perfect.
Do you think Adam might be Tucker Carlson?
No.
Okay.
Maybe. I could see it.
That would be hilarious if Tucker Carlson was secretly a Canadian furry. That would be pretty amazing.
Gay furry?
Yeah.
Wow.
I wouldn't be surprised.
So we do know for sure that he's a furry. I saw him as a horse in a few drawings.
I've gone to furry conventions with him.
So he's like a full-blown furry then.
He doesn't have a fursuit, but his buddy Scott, that's in this, that you can hear his voice in that video, he's a professional wrestler, and his gimmick is that he's a furry, like a tiger furry.
He's a tiger.
You told me about this guy before.
Yeah,
he's a tiger furry who is a professional wrestler. It's not a gimmick if you live it.
And who did he meet that was like freaked out by his gimmick or something?
Oh,
you told me. It
was
Brian Pillman.
Freaked out
it was
Brian
Pillman Jr. I freaked out Brian Pillman Jr. because I was wasted, and I'm like, hey, hey, Brian Pillman, you know what a furry is? And he was looking at us like, what's going on?
Don't you think that man has suffered enough, Ben?
Oh my god.
Why? Bringing up his dad or something?
Yes.
Why?
Because his dad died young.
I didn't mention his dad
Yeah,
at
I'm
all.
saying,
That would be in poor taste.
Next, Ben's gonna go up to Chris Benoit's son and be like,
Why would I do that?
Like, do you know anything about Jankum?
Why would I do that?
Well, I don't think he can go to Chris Benoit's son because isn't he?
Well, he has an older son.
He has an older son that's a wrestler too.
Yeah.
Yeah, David
Who's
Benoit.
a wrestler too?
Yeah.
It's
Poor
hard-
guy
Wow.
though. Who's gonna hire him?
Yeah, he looks a lot like his dad too.
That sucks. It's not his fault.
I
you
mean,
know?
of course
I'll be
it's
right
not.
back.
Of course, it's not his fault, and it does suck.
Is he
and
good?
I think he's. I mean, I think he's decent. I know. He's like. I think Jericho has been good to him. I'm not sure the exact story behind him, but yeah, he's just. Oh God, Dr. Zayas in chat. I'm not going to read what you said. That makes me feel uncomfortable. So I'm just gonna pass. If you guys want to see something terrible, go to our chat and read what Dr. Zayas just said. Oh my God, I'm not repeating it. But yeah, I think he's pretty good. Everybody says he's pretty good, but it's just hard for him to get booked because of the history behind his dad. And he grew up knowing all the guys, you know, like that. He was a young kid. He was older than his brother, who passed. So it's all sad and weird. I'm glad we brought it up. My fault probably, but anyways,
We need to get one of these blacks for Trump guys on the show.
I wonder like if there's like a talkative one that represents them. Is it going to be a weird confrontation, or are they just going to?
I want to know if I could get Michael the Black Man on to explain to me how Al Sharpton isn't black.
Well, didn't he just say that Al Sharpton was actually Indian?
So my question would be: are mixed people or people who are mixed in any way, do they not count as black? I guess that would be my question.
He would say yes. I think he's coming from a position of a history of Black Hebrew Israelites, right? Like there's a very there's like a birthright there that they already distinguish themselves differently from other people of color or other claiming black people, reported black people. So there's a disconnect there. I don't.
So which cult's worse though? The cult that Adam's a part of, or the Blacks for Trump cult?
The furs?
Yeah.
Do you think furries are a cult?
I don't know if they're a cult. I just don't know what I would rather be associated with.
Would you rather be associated with furries or juggalos?
Oh, you son of a bitch.
I know.
I guess I would probably lean furries.
Okay. I just had to. I had to ask. But I think that furries are not cults. I think that they're
fun people.
You know how everybody wants the Juggalos to no longer be considered a gang, and they've been advocating for that for a while. I think we should go the other direction. We should list them as a terrorist organization. We should go higher.
And ban Fago nationwide.
You know what? I'm gonna give you a bad thing. I actually think I like Fago.
I grew up on Fago. Like the city I'm from is an hour south of
Cotton
Detroit.
candy Fago, man. I'm just going to like, oh god,
It's
actually.
cheap.
It's the
cheap
cheaper
pop.
soda.
It's cheap pop with a bunch of different flavors. Like, what's wrong with that?
Ohana Punch is their knockoff of Hawaiian Punch. I recommend everyone try that.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
Chat, that's not how you spell Fago. I'm just gonna tell you that right now.
Yeah, there's a Y in it.
Yeah, there's a Y in there. I'm
and
gonna
one
tell you all
G.
right now.
No, I'm gonna.
There's a Y.
I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna ask you guys if you think that the Juggalos were put on the gang list and made a federal nuisance because they were the one group of people who were getting around facial recognition technology.
No, I don't think that's the case.
You don't think that's it?
No. I think there were a lot of concerts that got out of hand in several cities. Like when I was living in Albuquerque, they got banned from Albuquerque for like a decade because a concert got out of hand there.
A juggalo's face paint, it may provide anonymity to the muggles, but it really is like
The
a
muggles?
thumbprint. It is like a thumbprint within the family. When you look into the face and thus the eyes of a juggalo, you recognize them for their down marks as well as their side marks, their brows, their chin. If they have a little Guy Fawkes thing going, you notice these things.
Guy Fawkes.
You really have to respect the
Guy
face
Fawkes.
paint as a I'm part juggalo on my dad's side, so it's easy.
Why?
for
Because
me.
he was from Ohio?
Yeah.
I get it.
Stan McHugg says, Billy, you're so dumb sometimes. Stan McHuggs, I am one of the foremost leaders in juggalo culture, okay?
I don't know about that.
You've
never been to the gathering.
Of course not.
Can you, if I ever bring you on another stream, then you have to do it in clown makeup.
Oh my God.
Can we play Pinwheel?
I don't know if we can on Twitch.
You just don't want us to play it. He's embarrassed. There's this old song he made with a rapping clown named Ronald McFondle, and in the video, it's a really like the whole song is a sexual innuendo.
You could probably play it, but I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah,
But,
I'm always very cautious whenever we're on Twitch.
Is there any sexual stuff in it, or?
I mean,
there's some simulated choking, and there's a
it's
there's
it's
a lot
iffy.
of there's a group of trans dancers, there's a group of stripper
Strippers.
dancers,
Yeah.
and there's a group of femdom BDSM dancers. So it's got some depth.
I'm
to it.
sure they're dressed responsibly, though. Of course.
They're dressed.
Yeah,
There's no nudity in it.
There's no nudity.
There's suggestive stuff in it.
There's near the end. There's some
There's
jokey simulation on a blow up doll that's not very
On a
anatomically
blow-up
correct.
doll.
It's not
You know, you
anatomically.
might just have to send this to me off stream.
Yeah, might have to throw this one in the coffers.
Everyone can
put
look
in
it
the
up. It's
spank
Billy
bank.
the Fridge and a Ronald McFondle. The clown that he raps with, his name is
Ronald
Ronald McFondle, and the song is called Pinwheel.
I'm not
I know
actually.
there
a
was this,
juggalo,
there was this
guys.
wrestler. I saw him wrestle with, I forget where, some garbage backyard promotion, doing garbage mud show wrestling. But his gimmick was he was the son of the abandoned, out of wedlock son of Ronald McDonald, and and that was his whole gimmick.
Is that Ronald
And he-
McFondle?
I don't think
Because he was a wrestler.
He fought Nick Gage actually on the card.
Yeah, I don't think that was Ronald
Okay.
McFondle. Ronald McFondle. I don't.
He was a wrestler too.
They had a interview or something, a segment about him on Fox News when he was fighting wrestling laws in Washington State.
Another thing about Twitch that sounds very inconsistent to me is I've heard so many times that man nipples are banned, but then all this wrestling is on Twitch all the time, and there's nonstop man nipple in wrestling.
It's all about context with Twitch.
It sounds like context doesn't matter. It just sounds like they just figure out they don't like somebody and get rid of them.
you're not allowed to wear a bathing suit either unless you're in a hot tub. Or
I don't know. I've had things on my stream on multiple occasions that I know were TOS because I'm watching some war documentary or doing something like that. I've never gotten banned, and I'm probably jinxing myself right now.
Yeah,
and I'm
for
very
real.
I'm very lucky, and I've been doing this for over 2 years, and I don't know how.
I think that
I'll just be
they're-
like scrolling through Twitter, and somehow porn just shows up on my screen, and I won't even delete the VODs. I'll just go like fuck it because it's never happened. You know, I'll just get really lucky.
I was naked on Twitch one time on accident because I got like a blue screen of death on my computer, and so I just left my computer and took a shower. Then
And it was still streaming with a blue screen?
Because it restarted, and when it restarted, it went right back to streaming. So I'm walking, I'm like,
This doesn't pan out.
This was 2015.
Okay.
And I walked back into the room, and I'm butt-ass naked, and I look over, and I can see myself on the stream, and everybody's talking about my...
Did you do a DSP?
No.
Oh, okay.
I just turned it off, and then I don't know. I had a bunch of girls in my DMs trying to wrestle.
Did you ever
with
hear
me.
about Dark Side Phil, Dylan?
I am aware of DSP. Yes.
Yeah, where he like jerked off on Twitch and didn't.
He jerked off on screen and then
It
was
was
like,
just
"Oh, hey
his
guys,
face.
how's it going?"
Yeah. It was just his face, but you could tell what he was doing.
Poor guy, poor fella, honestly. But then, like, you know, there's other things, so maybe
Yeah.
not as Poor guy.
Yeah, it's hilarious. The expression on his face is priceless, and that he put that.
I
out
honestly, it's actually worse that it's just his face.
Is it?
Because then you concentrate on his emotions and reactions, right? Like I'd rather somebody see me just full good blown than just see my face going like, you know what I mean?
My mom texted me.
Because when you leave stuff up to imagination, people's minds go wild, you know.
My mom texted me and she was questioning my cringy harassment and joking of Dylan. Earlier in the stream.
Wow.
She thought I was being cringy and harassing of you.
Why are you harassing me? Barely legal.
I know.
A young influencer on the platform.
I know. I'm gonna get canceled. I can't wait till Bad Bunny gets a hold of this.
Oh my god.
She fucking hates me, man.
Yeah.
She hates me. So
She
much.
like randomly called out Jeff Holiday a few years ago because Jeff was like, "Oh, I can't wait to play Cyberpunk or whatever," and she was like, "You're a transphobe for playing Cyberpunk," and I just remember it like came out of nowhere. It seems like she likes to attack people on that level.
I think I believe there has to be some level of somebody. Oh my God, Fluff just sent me a picture with you with Ronald McFondle. Oh my goodness, this guy is I'll send it to you, Ben, in a second.
Right.
But Bad Bunny fucking hates me, and to be honest, I don't like them.
Yeah.
But man, they'd be so good in the Hippie Dippy Championship. They'd be such an easy heel. Could you imagine putting the championship off of them after some like beloved Twitch streamer loses it to them and like a cheat, and like they're champion, and I get to have them run promos, just like, yeah, I think Martin Luther King was transphobic, just stuff like that. Just shoot interviews like that, one after the other. I could like. What was it that Gorgeous George told Muhammad Ali? People will pay 10 times more to watch somebody they hate lose than somebody they like win. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Yep.
I could like get her doing like a whole shoot interview. Like Martin Luther King is too transphobic in my opinion. We need to cancel him. Just like stuff like that. But the reason she doesn't like me and I don't like her is once there was a person who was like, "Hey, I'm not feeling too good. Can you guys put like pictures of your pets in the replies?" And I put a picture of Destiny and I say, "This is my little Steven." And I'm like, I'm making fun of, Destiny. It's like a joke, right? And she like takes a screenshot of that shit and she fucking posts it on Twitter and she says, "It's really weird that somebody with a history of suicide attempts would use this, you'd use the image of Stephen Bunnell in the replies on a mental health day post." And then I'm like, why the fuck are you trying to use my attempt for like Dunkaroos? And then she just fucking blocks me. And ever since then, we've just been endlessly shit talking each other.
Yeah.
I remember the old stream that's out there with her and Destiny where she talks about how she won't date black guys.
Oh yeah, she won't. No. It was bisexual black men, and then she like threw up.
Yeah, she's just like a bad.
Is she a troll?
A bad cookie.
Is she a troll? I think 50% of it's trolling and 50% of it isn't. Like I feel like Infrared's 90% him and 10% trolling. I feel like there's like levels to it where they know how people kind of view them to a certain extent, so they somewhat have to play into it. Like I do it a lot, right? Like I put on a robe and crown and I'll go on conservative streams and tell them they're all flyover state people and I know what's best for them because I grew up in the best cities and the best schools, and like I'll like lean into it a little bit, right? But it's hard to tell with Bad Bunny because it's hard for me to think that they would just like, like be like, "Hey, you know that time you tried to kill yourself 3 months ago?" Like just out of nowhere. And I don't really feel like too sour grapes over it or anything. I don't need anybody to pity me. But it's just fucking weird. Like I don't understand like what the point was.
It's a low blow. That's exactly what it is. That's why I was like, she's got to be a troll. Like who's gonna do that?
Is Bad Bunny representative of they them? Is that why you're saying they? Or
No. I think she's cis.
Oh, okay. I'm so confused.
She's a cis straight as far as I'm aware.
Okay. Who just happens to hate the idea of being with bisexual black men? Is that?
Yeah, because he doesn't. It was the idea of like them being willing to do that with another man, and I guess also the fact they were black. And she said the N-word a lot in DMs, which is weird considering how how she is.
It's probably why she's so woke now. She's hiding it.
I'm just a casual
scared.
observer, so I just kind of sit back and laugh at it.
Yeah, you think it's penance for like her past sins?
Probably, yeah. She's got to overreact so you can't call her out on her old stuff because she's so like defensive of it now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I imagine.
It could be overcorrection.
Probably is, if you would ask me.
But yeah, she's bad shit.
Yeah.
She's bad for business, in my opinion.
I think she's great for business. Could you imagine me getting like a Bad Bunny versus like, I don't know, like literally anyone? Because everyone doesn't like Bad Bunny. Like that is like sane and alive. Or Mike from PA. That's another person that everyone hates that I thought would be an amazing heel. And he has a lot bigger audience too. Do you know who I'm talking about?
I'm not familiar.
This Mike from PA character. It's very hard to explain who he is. You just kind of have to know.
Sticky says, why would having a bi boyfriend be bad? It's endless possibilities. Well, maybe you just don't want to have to fight for the dick. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe you're worried if you have a three-way that you'll be sitting on the sidelines watching. I don't know. Am I biphobic? I'm probably just stupid.
Here's I wanted to play this video. I'll get it up on the screen. It's Representative Dan Crenshaw getting humiliated by a 10-year-old girl.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard about this.
Yeah, here it is.
To give context to anyone who hasn't heard, Crenshaw said, quote, "The most important thing here is that we have important hero archetypes that we look up to. Jesus is a hero archetype, Superman is a hero archetype. Real characters too. I could name 1,000. Rosa Parks, Ronald Reagan," end quote. I can't wrap my head around this.
You will, I'll help you. Put a period after the word Jesus and don't question my faith.
Wow.
Wow. Who's holding the camera here?
The camera angle's terrible, but this little 10-year-old girl.
They're trying to make him short.
Oh, wow. Yeah, this 10-year-old girl was talking to him about how he had said on a podcast that Jesus, Superman are hero archetypes. And then he goes on to say that, we have real life archetypes too, like Rosa Parks and Ronald Reagan. And she's like, I can't wrap my head around this. He cuts her off. Says, how about this? How about you put a period behind Jesus Christ and quit questioning my faith to a 10-year-old girl?
Butthurt.
As a politician, isn't like the number one thing you learn how to do is
PR
deal.
Suicide.
Yeah, you deal with a 10-year-old girl. You're like, oh well, I can see why you would think that. The way it sounds that I was saying that Jesus was not a real figure, but my problem is, I was saying it out of order because when I think of Jesus, he is the first hero that comes to mind. And that's how I would run it.
You're better at bullshitting than this guy.
I'm so good at bullshitting.
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
There's a million ways to handle this, right?
Yeah.
A million ways to handle this type of thing in public. As a politician, it's kind of your job to deal with questions like this, where you explain yourself further. And I feel like the best thing you could have done here is just be like, oh, well, what I meant on the podcast was, and just do that instead of being like, don't question my faith.
He became a politician because he's a military guy, and they're like a different breed, I think. And like, didn't he lose his eye in battle or something?
I believe
He
so.
lost his
Yeah.
eye in battle. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was an explosion of some sort.
There's more. There's more of this as it goes on. He just kind of digs deeper.
You moron.
The audience is turned on him.
Yeah, because
it's not hard to turn on a guy who just like yelled at a girl. I mean, not yelled, but like spoke to a 10-year-old like that.
It wasn't exactly yelling, but it wasn't exactly not yelling either.
And with this crowd, it's also a little white girl too. I mean, that adds some extra level.
Yeah, you don't talk to a kid like that. Yeah, boo.
I love the peanut gallery. You can't talk to a kid like that. Boo.
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 Oh, okay. You guys can ask questions about all of these things, and I will answer them. But don't question my faith.
I can question your faith if this is what you said.
I mean, you can read the quote again, but nowhere in that quote am I saying Jesus is not real. That's a ridiculous statement.
He's mansplaining to a 10-year-old.
The thing that's funny about this is, number one, this 10-year-old's badass. Okay, I don't know if the 10-year-old, I don't know the quote, right? We should probably actually look it up if we're talking about the story at some point. But I can do it in a second, or somebody in my chat can. I'm sure somebody in my chat will find it. But she doesn't like back down. Like if you're a 10-year-old speaking to probably one of the most powerful people on the planet, relative. Like, and if you were to rank the top 10,000 most powerful people, he's probably up there as a congressperson, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's a powerful person. He's an influential person. He's also an adult with a mic speaking in front of a crowd that should be friendly to him, and you're just a 10-year-old girl. And he talks back to you like that, and she doesn't back down, which I don't know if I would have done that when I was 10.
Oh,
also,
yeah.
Ranger and Rogue, thanks for the raid.
Of course he's the son of God, and of course he's real.
You can say two different things. You can say that on a podcast, and you can say this.
Oh, here's the quote. The important thing here is that we have social hero archetypes that we look up to. Jesus is a hero archetype. Superman is a hero archetype. Real characters, too. You know, I could name 1,000. You know, Rosa Parks, Ronald Reagan. All of these people embody certain
even
attributes.
with the period, it sounds like he's calling Jesus fake.
Yeah, because it was a separate category.
Yeah. Ooh. The thing is, he could easily just be like, "Oh, I was just fumbling on my words. I believe Jesus is real." He could have just said something like that, but instead, he says he's been so angry now. He's given this little girl his mental game. He's given it up.
Yeah, he could have been like, "Oh, sorry, I didn't mean it that way. This is what I meant," and that's a normal explanation. But he went on the attack, and that's really sus. The way he just went on the attack
on a 10-year-old girl.
Attack, yeah.
On the podcast, nobody would have understood it that way. I think you're twisting it that way.
I think you're twisting it that way.
He's just not very Christian. Let's go.
He gets mad at her for questioning his faith, and then questions her faith.
Yeah.
Like, man, maybe you're the one who's the fake. Maybe you're projecting, little girl. Little girl, you know about? You're gonna go to hell, little girl.
He might as well walked up and just football punted her in the head. Like, there's more respect in that.
Just grab her, like hold her, like just full on suplex her into the fucking table in front of grandma.
Put her in a master lock until she falls asleep. There's more respect in that.
Oh my God.
Let's go, Brandon.
And I'm not going to have my faith question.
I'm not going to have my faith question.
Now you're going to have your character question because of the way you responded to it.
Bro, oh my God. Is there anything else on this story?
I think there's this.
Has he reacted to this, or has he
I don't know if there's been a big reaction or apology yet. I'll look for that.
I think someone else kind of laid into him.
Yeah, this is from the same night.
Yeah, let me see.
Oh, we got another one?
Yeah.
My question is on the January 6th. What have you done to help any of these people that are being held without any due process?
Can we talk about this for a second? Can we pause for a second?
Yeah.
So this is a thing where I've gotten heat for saying this, but I'll say it again. I don't give a fuck. The people who are in solitary confinement for these long periods of time should not be being treated like that. As much as I think that these people are disgusting and what they did was horrific, my position on solitary confinement is consistent in that it is, in many instances, used as a form of torture and should most likely be gotten rid of. These people did something horrific, but I hold this position consistently. I just wish that the people who care about it now will forever care about it when it's people that they don't like. Because it seemed like it was only when it was them, which I mean, people are introduced into issues in different ways, and hopefully this is an avenue,
Yeah, I don't agree with the solitary confinement, especially for a very extended part of time.
Yeah.
There is no due process. They're political prisoners.
That I don't agree with.
Right.
That shit is stupid.
And there is due process. They're definitely getting due process, but they shouldn't be in solitary.
Yeah.
You personally done.
It's psychologically damaging to be in solitary confinement. I don't understand why it's part of our
I understand the idea of removing somebody who was violent with somebody else and putting them somewhere else to be safe, but in a lot of instances, that's not even what's going on here. And this is a whole other conversation.
Yeah.
But I'm generally against solitary confinement. But the idea that they're political prisoners, I mean, if you do something that is illegal but political, I mean, maybe in that way. But I think he's suggesting the idea that these people were arrested because they don't agree with the FBI or Joe Biden. No, these people were arrested because they stormed the Capitol and they committed crimes.
Yeah, I remember when Chelsea Manning got arrested, she was in solitary confinement, I think, for a very long time.
Yep.
Yeah, and she was a political prisoner, literally.
to help get them out.
Look, I agree with you. You can't, and this is a problem throughout the country. You cannot hold somebody without due process and without a swift trial. You just can't. They are doing it, and what power do we have? I wish I could tell you something, that there's a bill we could pass, that we had the majorities. I wish there was.
Have you done?
Can we pause for a second?
Yes.
There's not. He's being honest here. To be completely honest, even if he wanted to,
Yeah.
there's not much he can do. The most he can do is try to like raise awareness or something along those lines. I mean, that's like the most he could do. There's not like he can't. There's not like the bill of this person must be removed from solitary immediately bill. I mean, I don't know exactly what he could.
Yeah.
He could do here.
He is being honest right here. I think the glory of this video is the reactions he's getting, and also even they bring that up, like, why haven't you supported them more publicly? And his reaction to that is interesting.
Thing to help is my.
Just one other thing.
Yeah.
This Dan Crenshaw is somebody who I disagree with politically, obviously, but I also admire a lot of times, and sometimes he can be brutally honest in a way that I appreciate hearing.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that specific, and let me tell you again, I'd never vote for this man in a million years. You could put a gun to my head and I wouldn't. But the thing is, when he talks about the Freedom Caucus, all he does is spit fire. Okay, if you ever heard this guy talk about the Freedom Caucus, he's like, these people are just fundraisers. They don't pass. You see Marjorie Taylor Greene and all these people, all they do is raise money. And all the people that they like condemn as like bad Republicans, bad this, bad that, they have more in line voting records with Donald Trump than any of these people in the Freedom Caucus. And he's just like completely spitting fire because Liz Cheney had a more in line voting record with the person who replaced her in House Republican leadership than the person who ended up replacing her. She voted more in line with Trump, but she was removed because she wouldn't buy bullshit lies about the election results. That's another thing I hear Dan Crenshaw saying. I remember like QAnoners and weird election conspiracy theorists would confront him about the election, and he'd be like, "No, it's all bullshit. You're not going to overturn the election. Next question." And then he'd just move on. He's like, "We need to acknowledge we lost. We're going to win next time. Goodbye. It's over." And then he would move on. Those are two things that I respect, but it's also things I shouldn't have to respect because these are like basic things.
Yeah.
But I guess we're living in such weird times that like I guess it doesn't feel that basic.
Yeah.
Look, like I said, I mean,
Wait, pause for a second. Somebody just said in chat that Crenshaw's spokesperson accused the girl of being 18 and planted by Crenshaw's opponent.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up after we were through this video. That's what I found. But yeah, that was the answer. Was he said it's sad that our opponent is so desperate for attention that he used an 18-year-old to question Dan's faith as part of a cheap political
That girl
stunt.
did not look anywhere near 18.
That sounds like Epstein.
I don't know if I have no clue if she's 18 or not, but I mean he would if he's gonna be allege something like that. I mean he has to have evidence, right?
Yeah, it says that Ellis was the campaign manager, I believe. Ellis says the 10-year-old girl is actually an 18-year-old adult. He does not reveal any relationship to the questioner, who was also allegedly pictured holding Ellis's campaign yard signs before the event started.
Huh.
Or maybe Ellis is... The Twitter thread posted Tuesday by Jamison Ellis, a conservative candidate for Texas' 2nd congressional district and Crenshaw's opponent. Okay, so it's they're saying that she held a yard sign for.
Well, he took the bait and reacted as poorly as he possibly could. So
Yeah.
even if she is,
Yeah,
yeah,
I don't even know. Does he provide any evidence that she's 18? She could be she could be like, it could be put up by her father or parents or something. She could be put up by the campaign, but none of that is evidence she's 18. That feels like a very specific accusation.
Right.
Yeah. I can't find any more on that. Just off the bat, this article was posted a few hours ago, and
Wow,
it seems to be one of the most updated.
I won't interrupt anymore. I'm sorry. I'm just this whole thing is hitting me like a wave.
You're a congressman that represents the state of Texas. Is there anything else you can do? I mean,
yeah, they're bringing up that she's 18, almost like Dan Crenshaw asked her out on a date later after this happened or something. Well, you know, she is actually 18.
do we throw our hands
Have you
up
been
and-
follow? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Dude. The Matt Gaetz story is so fucking bizarre, man. It has so many twists and turns. My God.
Yeah, I paid attention to it months ago when it was first dropping, but I haven't really checked in with it anytime recently. So I don't know if there's any. I mean, is he still being charged with crimes or anything like that?
So he is still being charged with crimes but the person who, so he said he was being like extorted, and apparently there might actually be some truth to that, but that doesn't mean he didn't still commit the crime, because you can be extorted off of 100% bad things you actually did. In fact, that's the best type of extortion usually, because that usually means they actually have you by the balls.
Yeah,
I see.
Hey, I'm sorry.
I mean, if I went and saw them, that would gain a lot of attention for me and do nothing for them. That's the truth.
So they're asking why he didn't go visit the political prisoners.
Yeah, why would he do that?
And he's saying, that would bring a lot of attention to me and do nothing for them. So that's why.
Wait, let me ask you. Can I ask a question then? Okay, let's bring this forward. Okay, let's say. So I think these people did a bad thing, right? And if you go visit them, you're associated with that bad thing. Let's also be honest. So let's be morally consistent here. Do we think these same people? Let's say Jeffrey Epstein was put in solitary confinement, right, before he killed himself. So when he was put into that solitary confinement, and it was for an inhumane period of time, if you were a politician, would you go visit Jeffrey Epstein? It's like, I stand with Jeffrey in his struggle against this political. No, of course not, because you don't want to be associated with that disgusting bullshit, even if you think it's wrong as like a politician. And so I think Dan Crenshaw has made the political calculation of, number one, it's not worth the trouble. And number two, he might not want to be associated with the people who stormed the Capitol directly, even if he thinks the solitary confinement was wrong. It would take a lot of political will to be willing to associate yourself with that type of stuff. Like anytime you would see like a Democrat like associate with like a person who they believe has like served their due time for 20, 30 years for some murder, and then they go and visit or do anything with them, they get a ton of shit, like as if they did the murder themselves.
Yeah. I would go visit Ghislaine Maxwell. I would.
Why is that?
Conjugal.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
He went there.
I disavow Billy.
Oh, sorry.
Went there.
Sorry. If she was, if she put me on the conjugal list, I don't know. Could you do that? Is that legal?
Why are you thinking about this?
Because she's cute.
Okay.
She's a 60-year-old woman.
Yeah.
She's probably lonely.
Okay.
One of her greatest loves hung himself in prison.
Okay. If you want a 60-year-old woman, find one that's not in prison.
I don't want one.
Okay. Then why are we talking about this?
Because Dolly Parton would never leave her husband. I have a thing for women of advanced age. I cried the day Betty White died. Vanna White. That's my new White.
This is the part where I play the crickets chirping.
What do you mean crickets? This is just simply
One time me and Billy were at a party, and Billy told a joke that no one laughed at, and it was outside in the summertime.
Yeah.
And there were literal crickets chirping.
Yeah, and Chris Reagan said there's actual crickets chirping. Yeah. I'd never been so shot down in my entire life.
The thing is you can hear Billy like trying to meme it back into existence, right?
Yeah.
And he's like building a sandcastle, and the waves are just fucking they didn't knock him over, they knocked him out. The sandcastle was destroyed. I'm sorry, man.
I am Atlantis.
You're Atlantis. You're the whole city of Atlantis.
I am Atlantis.
Oh man.
So this clip that we were gonna watch.
Yeah, I obviously wouldn't visit Ghislaine Maxwell. She has no idea who I am.
That's the truth. Hey, if you want a performance,
know who
they can
I
give you a performance.
am.
What? She wasn't on the island that day?
She doesn't give a damn about me.
I wish I had the authority to help. We do not. I'm not going to lie to you and tell you we have authorities that we don't.
Hey,
I'm not a dictator, sir. If you want to elect dictators, then you wouldn't live in America.
I'm not a dictator, sir. I know you might be confused by my eye patch.
Speaking of evil men and eye patches, you hear about the leader of the Oath Keepers?
Oh
yeah.
God, yeah.
Yeah, he's in jail right now.
Conspiracy and sedition.
Yeah,
I remember I hear for everyone, like, where's the conspiracy? Where's the sedition charges? Where's the treason? And now we're like, here's a list of 11 people. Like, they had guns stored outside D.C. ready to send in quick response teams to take over the Capitol once they had control of it. And they were like naming neighborhoods that I walked through. It was like,
wow.
So I was walking. There's a chance that I was my metro passed a bunch of buildings. I had a bunch of firearms in it, ready to go into the Capitol.
That's batshit crazy. I knew some heads would roll because you could see that certain parts of it were orchestrated by bad actors.
And they're subpoenaing Eric Trump's phone records. And
I want Nick Fuentes to be charged.
Oof, I'm waiting. The thing is, you can see the Trump administration fighting this on every level, right? You can, for example, trying to cover stuff by executive privilege that just are clearly not covered by executive privilege, of him communicating with people that's not even in his administration, trying to say his communication with Steve Bannon are somehow controlled by executive privilege. It's ridiculous. Not to mention, finding out that the organizers of the event were instructed to use buy burner phones specifically with cash to communicate with the White House. This is stuff that, you just start wandering. You just start wandering what's all this? I scratch his chin, furrows eyebrow. What's going on here? And you just keep getting more and more info. And this is why we need an investigation.
The way he held a rally down the street from the Capitol and told people to go there or they wouldn't have a country. And then the amount of time he waited to say anything publicly.
And it's been showed by his staffers have commented that he specifically did not, when he was told he did not want to tell them to stop being violent.
Yeah, so was it Pelosi or Pence or someone that gave the okay to the National Guard? Do they know that?
I think I'd have to go back and check.
Well, I thought it ended up having to be Pence. I think it was the connection was actually somebody who had a connection with the National Guard on a personal level that had to go around, I'm pretty sure, to get them there. It was very strange. I wish I knew exactly, because I know I'm not making this up, but I am pulling it out of a very cloudy memory bank. So don't quote me on that, kids. But there's something there where it was hours after they should have shown up, and Trump was turning down the National Guard for some time,
yeah,
right?
He set it in motion, and then it was happening exactly how he wanted, and he was one of the few people who could put a stop to it, and he didn't. It's all so clear. I don't even know why it's even up for debate.
Well, I mean,
the thing is, I don't even know if he necessarily set it in motion. The thing is, for me, I just think he didn't care that it was happening at the very least.
So you don't think him having the rally where he had it and telling them to march down to the Capitol?
There are capitals and there are protests in D.C. all the time. Yeah. It's not enough.
But ran by Trump on the day of the certification of the votes?
Well, that's what they were protesting, was the certification of the votes.
They were protesting certification of vote because Trump is convinced, or he is convincing others, that the election was stolen, which is a complete lie. And that's the problem with the whole thing. The whole protest shouldn't even happen in the first place because the election wasn't stolen. It's all bullshit. But if you believe the election is stolen, then storming the Capitol all of a sudden seems like a rational thing to do.
I feel like him saying there's only one person who can stop this, Mike Pence. It's happening right now. He held a rally literally right before it, being like, go down there with me and we'll stop him. This is the only way we can stop it. I feel it like all of that being considered and his inaction after it got out of hand, it seems like he wanted it.
Well, he wanted everybody to go to the Capitol and protest in his favor, and he wanted people to push Mike Pence to make the choice.
But then people broke in, and he did nothing after that for hours.
Yeah, I think that's where the negligence might lie, is the after. I don't think the before is necessarily that criminal. It seems to be commonplace.
It just seems kind of like he wanted it to happen.
Well, I think he reveled in it up until he realized what a mistake he made not doing anything about it once they broke through. You got people there who are just basically museum security guards guarding the place, and you don't send any real backup for hours.
And then also, I saw a video of Nick Fuentes outside of the Capitol with a bunch of his followers, and then a video.
His flags were everywhere. The AF flags they were everywhere.
In the building, too. So I find it hard to believe Nick Fuentes didn't tell some of his followers to go in there.
I mean,
know.
it's hard to say. Everything was so chaotic, and a lot of people didn't understand what was going on. So it does. I do think the idea of some of your followers not wandering, but going into the Capitol uninstructed to because they were caught up in the fucking spirit of fuck the government isn't hard to believe, because most revolutions are not like everything is perfectly organized and orchestrated. It's usually like riots or a big thing happens that expand, and there might be a few people who had plans who then take advantage of the chaos, and then other people jump on board because they're also like, fuck it, I guess I'm with this now. And I think that's probably along the lines of what happened. From like, now this Oath Keeper shit is coming out, now it's showing that clearly some of the shit was orchestrated.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that could have just showed up to LARP like they're doing something with Nick Fuentes. They had their flags.
Wasn't what's his name, Roger Stone, meeting with some of the
Proud Boys or the Oath Keepers?
Was it the Oath Keepers?
I know he had Proud Boys detailing him that day for like
now
security.
there's all this leaked communication of them orchestrating the march to the Capitol and them figuring out how to get normal people that were there to follow them to take part in it. Right?
Yeah. I don't know.
Didn't they triangulate everyone's location and everything, like their cell phone data?
They're trying to. I've never been contacted by the FBI, by the way, which I don't understand how that's possible. But
for this,
because
or
everybody,
for
for the Capitol,
Yeah, I think it was New York Times. They did an investigation. They followed it from the rally all the way till the end of the storming of the Capitol, and they have a whole bunch of data that I had to have been subpoenaed if they have it. And it kind of shows how it was incited, and then how the people that wanted to see this happen talked a lot of very gullible people into helping them do it.
Not even just gullible, actual crazy people.
Yeah, mentally. Yeah, the QAnon shaman guy, that guy is mentally ill. There was the other guy too that was he stole like the body armor or the shield or something. Yeah. That guy was not all there either. The guy whose dad was like a judge in New York.
There's a lot of people that have been pushed a narrative to make them believe lies, and it's easy to believe lies when the truth, or the story, the main, the inconvenient truth.
Right, we're more likely to believe lies if they're beneficial to us or they fit our views. Obviously, we have a bias towards our own opinions. Yeah, I don't know.
We'll see, though. That's what this investigation is all about. We'll see. They'll get to it. I think Nick Fuentes probably won't get wrapped up for this.
Probably not,
because I think
Baked Alaska, I guess, though, that's enough, right?
Baked Alaska could get hit. He was definitely in the room. There was a lot of.
Yeah, he live streamed himself sitting at Nancy Pelosi's desk trying to call Trump on her phone. But he's already in jail for assaulting someone in his home state. So, actually, they also uncovered that Baked Alaska was running an election fraud scam for the Hillary and Trump election, right?
Yeah, it was a phone scam, right?
It was a phone scam being like, or it was a texting phone scam. It was like, you can vote by phone now. He basically got the records of all the Democratic voters in his state and sent them these texts, trying to trick them into thinking they already voted so they wouldn't actually go out and vote.
Yeah, false voting.
Yeah.
I wonder if somebody responded, I vote Trump, he'd be like, actually, you need to go vote in person. Specifically.
It's looking like your vote's not registering via phone. Please go in person.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, yes, doing something like that could harm voter turnout in your favor, I don't know.
I just want everybody to get along and be happy. That's never going to happen.
No. Not everyone.
That's why I like what Dylan does. He brings all the idiots from both sides and puts them together with one or two intelligent people. And he lets them all fail live in real time.
He calls it the job squad.
It's fun.
Amen. It's just a constant rotating system of dark order. You want to see something cool wrestling related I got?
All right.
I just came in the mail.
Okay.
What do you want to guess what it is? It's wrestling related.
I have no idea. Maybe it's a new belt.
I bet you it's the Ultimate Warrior garbage pail kid toy.
I haven't framed it yet, but I'm gonna frame it.
It's frameable.
So, are you familiar with Allen Angels?
That's a no for me.
No.
Dark Order.
Okay.
It's an AEW stable, Dark Order.
Yeah, Dark Order. Alan Angels. He's a wrestler, and he fought Kenny Omega in a match, and I paid for his ring gear that he used when he fought Kenny Omega.
Nice.
Let me see if I can pick this up here. It's not together, but you can see like I got his pads, and I've got like just generally the whole thing.
Are you gonna wear it before you put it up on the wall?
I'm not gonna wear it because I am bigger than Alan Angels actually. But I don't know if it's a good sign for me. But I think he's 5'8" or something. But yeah, you can actually just see like the whole. Like it's super. I think it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole like thing.
His actual gear.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Super cool.
That's from Kenny Omega. Are you a big Alan Angels fan?
Not particularly Alan Angels.
No, you
but
just saw
I
it
think
was
he's
available?
I saw it was available, and I think he's one of the members that I'm not a huge fan of the Dark Order, but he's one of the few that out of the Dark Order stable that I think is like I kind of like. And so I was like, and he fought fucking Kenny Omega, widely considered one of the most influential wrestlers in the world right now. So
yeah, I went to that AEW pay-per-view where Kenny Omega fought Christian, the CM Punk return pay-per-view. It was pretty awesome. But
his fight with Christian was fucking amazing.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Christian's great.
The only thing better, his best match was him versus Bryan Danielson. There's nothing that I've seen in AEW that's topped that yet, except the one match that I say is my favorite match, and a lot of people just don't get it, was fucking MJF versus Darby Allin.
That's your all-time favorite, or at that pay-per-view?
Honestly, all-time AEW favorite. I love that match.
I haven't watched a ton of AEW. I think my favorite match would have been Cody versus Goldust.
Oh, in AEW?
Yeah, when they were in AEW early on.
Yeah, that was. Yeah,
I love that match, and it's not even about the match itself, just the story, the build up, getting there. I like that a lot. It's good stuff, but I'm not a huge wrestling fan, so I don't buy gear from wrestlers. I buy gear from cam girls. Like there's a website called Sniffer, and you can get socks and underwear for a hefty price. A lot of people don't know this, but fat girl underwear goes for the most.
Billy says he's not a wrestling fan, but like 12 years ago, he was on the road as a traveling wrestler.
Yeah, the joke was that I was buying fat girl underwear.
Oh, that was a joke? Because I literally just believe it.
No, I don't buy fat girl underwear. I make my own.
You knit them.
Spectacular.
Nah, wrestling is fun. I like it. I'm glad that we all have that shared love.
Billy was on what was that show with Chris Hardwick?
Web Soup.
Web Soup, and they played a video of him wrestling where he got kicked in. Was it you got kicked in the gut and puked everywhere?
No, okay, so this is in Massachusetts. We were in Massachusetts, and Scott and I were in the corner of a guy who was wrestling, and he actually was in a yellow discipline match. Okay?
Is that where the loser gets peed on?
Yeah, the loser gets peed on. So Scott and I were walking out to the ring with him. We were like managers, and I was chugged a gallon of water, so it looked like I had a whole lot of pee-pee in me. And then I had a match, 2 matches later on my own, and I went to do a belly splash on this little guy, and he rolled away from my big fat man splash. I went belly first into the ring, and it caused all the water I drank to start coming up out of my stomach, and I just was vomiting water over and over again all over the place. And Chris Hardwick made a commentary, and they referred to me as Superfly Jimmy Puka.
That's good.
I wish I had the original segment because it was pretty funny, but I don't know where to find that anymore. It was on G4 TV back in the
Jimmy
day.
Puka.
Yeah, they hired a bunch of comedians to like have a crowd, and like they were in the crowd with their wrestling signs cheering on supposedly me, and they had a big bucket of puke fly out on them, and they were like, yeah, getting puked on. It was a funny little bit.
There's a lot of videos of Billy puking. Over the years, there's like an array of Billy.
Or
Puke
taking it.
videos.
What was the drug you guys introduced me to last time?
Which one?
It was
You're introducing me, the
salvia.
local youth, to drugs.
Salvia, yeah.
Salvia, yeah.
Yeah.
that
The
was
funny thing is, you guys introduced me to it. Not 1 month after you introduced me to that, somebody was trying to tell me about it, how I should try salvia.
It's not enjoyable. There are way more
Yeah.
enjoyable drugs to try for the first time.
I'm just glad it was over.
It's very
relatively
intense.
quick.
It's very intense.
If anybody wants to find that episode of Web Soup somewhere, if you're like a super sleuth, I'm pretty sure it was season 3, episode 20. It was the last episode from the original run. If you guys can find that, I want to watch it. And somebody on the internet has to have access to archives somewhere. I don't know. Probably not.
Yeah, I don't know. Did you hear G4 came back, but it's a YouTube channel or something?
I knew it came back.
Yeah.
I heard about it, yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of people attacking the one woman that works for G4 because she made a statement that made some people mad.
Damn.
What was the statement?
She was like talking about how she was sick of people complaining that she wasn't as bangable as the previous host. She was talking about Olivia Munn and Morgan Webb.
Yeah.
And it was this whole thing, and she was getting attacked by like the quartering and that kind of stuff. So.
Quartering's like, hold
quartering, famously known as bangable.
Yeah. Hold on. Hold my piss jug while I go in on this unbangable wolf.
Did he pee in a jug in the basement? Was
I don't
it a
know. It
jug?
was something he peed in.
He peed in his storm drain.
Okay, that was it.
Okay. Okay.
Somebody actually just told me that G4 is actually back on cable.
Oh, is it back on cable? Okay.
So
My bad.
he peed in a storm drain. Is that where the website The Daily Stormer came from?
I believe so. That's their origins.
Okay. Very interesting. I don't dislike Jeremy. I don't.
I've never had a problem with him. I don't think we've ever crossed paths. I just don't agree with anything he's ever said.
He was on the show, and he was
a
very,
long time ago.
He was very chill and good, fun guy to talk to.
We could say the same thing about Tim Pool. We had Tim Pool on, and he was chill.
But I think Jeremy was more chill than Tim Pool was chill.
Okay. I mean,
if
we also had on a
How long ago was this?
2019, I think.
Yeah, it was a couple years, probably before that.
We
even,
also
I
had
don't know.
Styx Hexenhammer and Lauren Chen.
We should get
at the same time.
We should get a list of all like the alt writers that we've had on the show, and just rank them from like most chill to least chill.
Okay, J.F. Gary Eppie.
He was not chill. He was not chill. He freaked out on me just because I recommended him.
Garbage Island.
Yeah, I just recommended he start his ethnostate on the garbage island that's floating around in the Pacific Ocean.
He did get mad about that.
He lost his shit on me.
Suggestion.
Yeah.
Good suggestion, though.
Yeah, because
I thought it was a good idea.
We were all asking
What
him.
did he say about it?
Oh,
he flipped out.
Well, we were asking him to explain what it was like. Because, see, I knew him for years on the internet prior to that, and he never mentioned those kind of views. He was just a guy who had a PhD in something that used to like to argue atheism versus religion, and we used to have him on because he had some education. But then he started, being on streams like Warski's streams and stuff and arguing basically race realism and that kind of stuff. So then we had him on one more time after that, and we were asking him to explain his ethnostate stuff. And he said some really cringy stuff about how, he'd mostly only let white people live there, but then maybe Asian women can move there too. Like really cringy.
Maybe Asian women.
Yeah.
Yeah, his ethnostate falls apart when he realizes he just wants any women he can get.
Right.
Oh, my God.
J.F. Garapi is shorter than Haas.
Is he? How tall is JFK?
I think he admitted to being 5'6", and when a man admits to being 5'6", they're usually shorter. But he could just be that.
What do you mean he admitted to it? Like he was pressured on the topic?
Well, I remember asking him in a chat. I was like, "How tall are you?" And he was 5'6", and I was like watching one of his streams, and I was like, "That makes sense." So I left him alone because I was like, "I don't have anything to say to somebody that's 5'6". And then he came on our show. And we were having a conversation with him, and I maybe said something about raising his family on his ethnostate on Garbage Island because it's sovereign. If you could terraform Garbage Island, what are you gonna do? They can't stop you.
Mm-hmm.
And he freaked out. I guess Epstein
Why was
used
he
to donate
angry
to him.
about it?
He thought that I like validated his entire group as being trash because I suggested they live on a trash island. And I don't know if
He's stuck up then. Is what you're saying.
yeah, I don't know if that was my direct intent. I thought it would be, funny to say terraform your own land. And the garbage island seemed to be a good place to do that. But it's
that dude. I remember I was gonna host a thing between him and Vosh, and then everybody freaked out, and they told me about his interesting past, his love life, and then I chickened out of that one.
Yeah, Drunken Peasants is listed in his court case for his first court case with a girl who was deemed unfit mentally to date
it
him.
went to court, so it's public record, and JF and his mentally challenged lover met because she was a fan of Drunken Peasants back
Which
in the day.
makes sense.
Really?
Like, most of the Drunken
Yes.
Peasants fans are not deemed fit to date JF.
And even though she was legally an adult, she was found unfit to take care of herself, and they gave, because she ran away from home to live with JF, and the courts granted custody of her to her parents. So
I wonder how many fans of ours that are like 5'5", 5'6" actually take slight to me making jokes about their height.
Of course, wait. Okay, I just gotta say, all my short kings out there. Okay, you're still wonderful. You're still amazing.
Look at
okay?
Tom Holland. Tom Holland is a short king. I'm sure
True.
none of you are as good as Tom Holland, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't try to better yourself every day.
We beat the Nazis in Holland, so that's pretty cool.
Whoa.
yeah. Someone also brought up a great point. Jeffrey Epstein donated money to JF.
True, Jeffrey Epstein. I remember there's this interview. If we could pull this shit up, it's fucking hilarious. Richard Spencer was talking to JF, and he's like, so Jeffrey Epstein donated a sizable amount of money to my foundation or something like that. And he's like, haha, yeah, but you're joking, right? No, he donated a large amount of money to me when I was just starting my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And you can see Richard Spencer's just start fucking sweating.
Even Richard
just
Spencer. That's too much for him.
Richard Spencer also, his whole town hates him apparently. He can't go throughout his town with everybody call him a fucking racist, and it's great.
Damn.
There's a hilarious video of him drunk singing Depeche Mode karaoke. It's great.
Just for a trans.
Oh shit! Let me switch this.
Yeah, let's pull it up.
All right, here it is.
Just for transparency, because I was talking about a news item about Jeff Epstein, and I announced that Jeff Epstein has once contributed to the start of my YouTube channel with a $25,000 check, and that since then my YouTube channel has kind of taken a different.
Yeah, and this is before Epstein was arrested the second time.
That's Jeffrey Epstein's defense. That's at JF's defense. This is before he was arrested for all that stuff.
It was before it was the second time. The first time was
2003,
right? Yeah.
Oh shit! Never mind then.
Yeah, he was under house arrest. He got a really lenient sentence for what he was found guilty of.
Oh, and you want to know? It was somebody in Trump's cabinet who actually gave him that lenient sentence.
Yeah,
and he got fired when that came out. It was Alan Dershowitz, I think.
Oops.
Direction, and people were scandalized. They were like, JF is an agent of a Jewish millionaire rape.
That's what you're worried about.
And as I
he's
indicated,
that person. You were joking, I presume.
No, I'm not joking. This is real. Jeff Epstein was a founder.
I gotta say it again. Turn it back. Bring it back.
Okay, all right. Let's see. Yeah. Yes.
This is real. Jeff Epstein was a founder to one of my nonprofits in the U.S. with a $25,000 check in 2015, I believe.
Wow. This is the Jeffrey Epstein who has like a pedophile island or something, and Clinton.
Yeah.
Should
so
that
nonchalant.
be?
Yeah,
since
JF
Garapy is too good for Garbage Island, should he make his ethno state on Epstein Island?
True. If he's too good for Garbage Island, but good enough for pedo money.
For real.
At the time, he had not been found guilty, I believe, of this yet, but there was...
Oh, yes, he had
believe of this yet?
In 2003, yes.
Yeah.
It was 2003 because JF was not doing this before in 2002.
But I'll be honest with you. I don't care who it is. If they're going to give me a $25,000 check, I'll take their blood money. Name one person right now.
Would?
Name one person right now who you think is horrible. Like, would I take their $25,000? Yes.
Bashar al-Assad.
Take it.
Damn, well.
Yahweh bin Yahweh. I'll take his $25,000.
Yahweh bin Yahweh.
There were allegations coming out in the media, but I didn't care. I mean, to me, if you hate pedophiles, you should want to take the money out of their bank account.
So Billy has the same logic as JF on this.
Wait. That's his thing. Take the money from the pedophiles. That's
If you had
his
them,
position.
if you hate the terrorists, you should take the money out of their coffers and put it into your Spank bank account to hire OnlyFans girls to send you personal pee-pee videos.
And put it in other people's bank accounts. So from a...
One time he was in a stream with Pimp
You
Monk.
can look at Richard, by the way. He's fucking. You can see he's fucking flustered, man. Yeah. He can't process what's going on right now.
JF was in a stream with Pimp Monk years ago before he came out as a white nationalist. And it was like a late night stream. And everyone was just hanging out and talking. And
Before Pimp Monk came out as a white nationalist.
No. You before JF did.
Just because he's from Alabama doesn't mean he's a white nationalist.
So JF was talking about what a ladies' man he was and how good he is with women, and he was like, "I'll lick the legs for 2 hours."
It's a waste of time.
2 hours.
That's how he starts foreplay, licking the legs.
Waste of
You're just gonna give him rashes.
Just licking the legs.
Yeah, they're gonna come up looking like California raisins down there. They're gonna have varicose veins exposed. No, thank you.
Someone says they found it, Fluff 1432 in Dylan's.
Found what exactly? Oh, he said he linked it something to me in Discord. But can we see this? You can see the rest of this clip.
Yeah. I was totally fine with that.
Okay, I was totally fine with that. Yeah. Oh, it's the Billy throwing up clip.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, wow. And so, is it the web soup clip? They say it's around the 16-minute mark.
Yeah, they actually found it.
Oh snap! I knew I should have asked.
Can I say about this guy Fluff? He is insane when it comes to finding clips. I'll ask for the most obscure bullshit. He'll always find it.
All right, I'm grabbing it here. Let's see.
Oh snap! We're about to watch Lil Billy on the payroll.
Wow, it's on archive.org. Let's see.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'll pull it up here.
It's because he has access to the CIA databases.
Oh, I love the CIA databases.
All right, you said 16-minute
mark. Yeah,
right.
about the 16-minute mark.
16 something, yeah.
Don't you forget about me.
Referees tell fighters not to hit below the belt, as that is unsportsmanlike. Here's something even more unsportsmanlike: pulling the belt up to your opponent's neck.
Oh, I guess it's still not quite there.
Yeah, I think this is the build-up towards the wrestling scene.
Paste off your back and put it in a baggie so the doctor can reshape it into balls. Return. You know, I think the reason I love semi-professional wrestling so much, as noted on my Wikipedia page, is the dedication these guys have to their craft. I mean, you can tell me it's fake all you want, but this guy really makes me believe that he is vomiting in the ring and then passing out.
I know. Well.
Oh my God. Oh God.
Oh my God.
Yeah, the promoter of this show, he runs Beyond Wrestling.
You just straight up just fucking collapsed.
Well, my idea was that the ring ropes were very tight, and I had trouble just getting into them. So I thought I was gonna throw myself at the ropes to try and roll out, but I didn't quite throw myself far enough, so it just looks like I died a little bit. But the promoter of the show thought I was dying, and he like came back and he was crying. He was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "Dude, I'm okay. I'm okay." He's like, "You fucking passed out." I didn't pass out. I was just trying to get out of the ring as quick as possible because I didn't know if I was going to stop puking or not. I thought I was perpetually vomiting.
Did you wrestle after this, or was this your last excursion?
I wrestled after this. I think I had a match the next day, or maybe this was the last match of the weekend. I can't. No, I had a match the next day. I had a good match.
Beyond Wrestling, isn't that still active?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're running all the time.
Was that with Hannibal? Hannibal, that son of a motherfucker who fucked up the referee recently. Isn't that what he was wrestling under? They got when he went up to ref and stabbed them with like a railroad spike.
I'm not sure. I wonder.
You talking about Hannibal that has the YouTube channel? The
Hannibal,
Canadian guy?
the Blood Hunter. That guy. Yeah, the YouTube channel guy.
So there's a bit after this they do too that's kind of cute if we want to watch that.
Does that count as a takedown? I don't know what that is. Before you feel bad for anyone there, take a look at that venue. I promise that was the classiest thing that's ever happened in that
I did
tragic
piss on
building of
somebody that day
sadness.
too.
I'll also have you know that guy has the most passionate fans on the low-budget wrestling circuit. Check it out.
Oh my God, they're slurping it up.
They're passionate fans. I'll have you know they're passionate. Do we notice any of those comedians there? They were like all the writers for the show, I'm sure.
I didn't recognize them.
Yeah, I don't know if any of them got famous. I would have loved to say that I puked on somebody if they were famous now. Unfortunately, I don't think a lot of the talent there made it out of the writing room.
So we're at our normal show length. Got a couple minutes left. After this, Billy and I are going to do a post show that we've been delaying for over a week now.
Mm-hmm.
Forever.
And we do it for all of our patrons, $10 and above, and then any channel members on the YouTube channel if you're a member of our channel. And we do it off platform, so we don't have to worry about YouTube garbage. Yeah, so that's where we'll end up going after we're done streaming here.
No worries. I loved being on. It's always a blast hearing about just having Billy constantly push my limits on whether or not I'm going to have a political career. I have.
Yes.
It's always fun.
I don't think that they should break you for the things I say, but they'll find a way.
Well, that's why I have to react when you say things. I have to show disgust or be like I disavow.
Yeah, I'm proud of you for that. You're a good
Here's
politician
the thing, Dylan.
already.
When Martin Shkreli gets out of prison, we're having a party for him, and all of Billy's friends are going to be there. Keemstar, Onision, and you're invited. And we'll take a big group
I'm invited.
picture
I'm
together.
invited to Martin Shkreli's out of prison party.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys are invited. Dylan, you could probably come, but I don't know. I don't know if all those other guys are coming. But it'll be this year. We'll have a big party. Has anybody else watched Pharma Bro on Hulu this week?
I'm familiar with Martin Shkreli.
Yeah,
Billy's in that movie.
Yeah, the documentary Pharma Bro.
That's why he's bringing it up.
It's been like in the top movies on Hulu this week. So I'm in it, and
that's Billy's buddy.
Some critics have said that I'm the best part of the movie. I don't want to disagree with them.
Really,
but
which critics?
The guy's name slips my mind. Let me just go to. Let me find a guy. This could take all day. You guys just want to wait it out?
Yeah.
John Serba. John Serba said. He said. Well, let's see what he said. He said, performance worth watching. Billy the Fridge, of course, but not for spectacle's sake. He's shockingly wise and insightful, and never once tries to plug his latest mixtape. And his article was stream it or skip it, and he says our call, skip it. Pharma Bro tries to fulfill an impossible task and ultimately doesn't add up to much, but a spin-off short doc about Billy the Fridge seems to be in order.
Are you kidding me?
Why would I kid you?
Did you
It's
write
right
this
here.
yourself?
No, it's John Serba. You can find it on.
Is that your pseudonym?
I think it's probably a pseudonym.
No, you can find it on a professional website. John Serba.
Oh, Keemstar hates me, by the way, I think.
Really?
You know.
Yeah.
He might
I don't
actually.
know if he hates me. I doubt if he knows who I am. But there's this interaction I had, and apparently Nicholas Diorio, one of Keemstar's
we know him.
Many worker bees. Okay, talked to me about this. So during my interaction and back and forth with Bad Bunny that we talked about earlier about my attempt, he responded to one of my tweets complaining about her, right? With "Don't do it," like in reference to suicide, and so. That's pretty fucking weird, right? You like it's not like I was saying I'm going to end myself. It was just I was talking about her doing that. And so I retweet it because I'm like, you little fucker, right? I retweet it and I just say, Billy, don't you know I'm a little old for you? And of course I'm 20 and the idea is like he likes them young.
Yeah.
And apparently he was in like a call with some other people, like Nick and a few others. He was like, what the fuck? I was trying to be supportive. I guess he didn't understand the tweet. I guess he thought I was actually about to do it, and was trying to be supportive in some way, but it came off very badly.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes he a little quick to fire.
Every now and then he'll pop into our chat too,
He's
and
a little
usually
quick to
only
shoot
say
at
like
the hip.
one thing.
But yeah, if you guys want to go
That's
to
the
the
thing
Cider, you
streamers
can read
know
the
what?
entire article at the Cider. Just heads up, I didn't write it myself. It was John Serba at the Cider.
Streamers do that all the time. They'll jump in, they'll say one word, they'll leave because they just want to hear someone recognize their existence before leaving.
He's my buddy. That's why he stops by. He sees it on my timeline and comes to watch.
Billy and Keem go back pre-YouTube days for Keem on this website called Battlecam, where people got paid the longer that they were, because it would be two people against each other, and the viewers would vote on who they wanted to stay, and whoever got to stay, the longer they stayed, the more they got paid, and people would do some crazy stuff. There was almost no regulation on what they would do. I'm talking crazy stuff. This one guy cut off his nipple, fried it in a frying pan, and ate it. That level of crazy.
Yeah, it was owned by this billionaire who just paid us.
That's
money
not
to
even
do
the
dumb
worst
stuff.
either.
Yeah, it was
Jesus.
It was interesting times, but that's where I first met Keem, and I did not like him at first.
You don't say.
There's that meme where he says Alex is a naughty word.
Oh yeah.
That was live for that. Like that, Alex was a friend of mine, so I was like, this is not too good. But then I started.
Who is
watching-
Alex?
Alex was a mod on battlecam.com. And he would stream all the time. And Keemstar thought Alex was messing with him, and they got in a fight. And Keemstar had his legion of fans, the Federation of Asshole Gamers.
And that's back when he was DJ Keemstar, right?
Yes.
He was spinning the ones and twos.
Yes. It's good old history. This is back when him and Andy Milonakis got in a blood feud. It was old school internet days.
Man.
They're gone now.
Well, I had a blast. I
Same
had a
here.
great time. And I'm gonna head out because I still have an hour and 10 minutes of debate footage you got to review. It's gonna be a long stream today on my side. I enjoyed coming on. I always love coming on a Drunken Peasants podcast. And if we ever have that big boxing MMA thing that ever happens, you both, of course, have front row seats.
Good. I'm gonna be behind your corner. I'm mad.
Oh yeah, you'll be in my corner. Yeah, you'll be my cut man.
I'm gonna be holding your towel and feeding you water and stuff.
He does not know how to be a cut man.
No, I do.
Yeah.
I'll learn.
Exactly why I want him to be my cut man.
Yeah, I'll learn. It takes
Hopefully
10
you don't
seconds.
get cut and you don't need him.
Yeah, I get cut. I was like, it's like a minor cut. It's like a paper cut. He tries to treat it. I die from bleeding out in the middle of the ring.
I will probably use super glue or flash.
Instead of Vaseline?
Yeah, super glue. No, the super glue closes the wound.
Normally, like, you'll see cutmen, like, putting Vaseline all over the fighter's face.
Yeah. I might put, like, gunpowder in your wound and light it on fire so it solderizes.
All right, Dylan, we know you got to get to work, so thanks for being on here, and we'll see you next time.
All right.
See you next time, buddy.
Later.
See you later.
Good night.
Everybody.
Shout out
Oh, shoot. We just cut him off.
Yeah.
He was going to shout out somebody, and it's gone now.
Sorry. I felt like
Great.
he had to go because he said he had a lot to do.
Great. We just effed that
So-
up. We just effed that up.
Did you want to read any Streamlabs or anything? We got a couple.
A couple. John Spicy says, Dylan! Now that Dylan's gone. Bort license plate says, Billy the Fridge belongs in a zoo environment. That's very sweet of you to say. Board license plate says Florence. Only pieces and sailors are named Florence. Board license plate says, bro, did I just hear a Mr. Girl reference? Yes. Board license plate said Joe had the AA on twice. Joe Rogan. And the Northern Perspective gave a big love. Is there something else there? Is it 420 just came through? Jesus says, my wife may have left me, but I still have DP. Enjoyed when Dylan asked Infrared if he'd bet his soul. Hope y'all and everyone watching has a gay night. Yeah. Thank you, gay Jesus.
Yeah, everyone, please like this stream. And please double check and make sure you're subscribed as well. And yeah, we're going to be back on Thursday. We've got Hannibal and Monty back again on the schedule.
Back again.
Yeah.
Everybody, $10. Patrons $10 and above, come watch the post show with us. If you're a member of this channel, you can watch as well.
Yeah, I'm pulling up something really quick.
Steb McHugg says also buy Billy's farts in a jar. I could give some nice, milky, cloudy farts in a jar.
It can't even be a jar. It has to be a bucket. It's a bonus bucket fart jar.
I could fit into a jar. I'm going to do farts right into a baby food jar.
That
so you
jar
get the
would
perfect little huff.
Shatter.
The huff zone.
That jar would explode.
I'm going to glaze the rim with booty juice.
Yeah, you notice how all of a sudden now our connection's fine? Like, just miraculously.
It was fine shortly after we started, wasn't it?
It was shaky for like the first hour. It is very strange that all of a sudden, when we just happened to start streaming, our upload speed goes to almost zero.
Rude. At least our donos weren't almost zero.
Yeah, we appreciate all the donos, both the Streamlabs and the Super Chats. We are going to do our post show. The links are already up. So check it out on Patreon or Subscribestar, or if you are if you're a member of this channel, scroll down a little bit. It's a few posts down. You'll see it. It's the post show. Yeah, we are going to go there now. So have a good night, everybody else.
Bye.
See ya. Whoops. Motherfucker.
In the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. From the strangest corners of the internet, gonna get TP'd by Billy and Ben. You know where you can find them at. Get ready, cause they're gonna kick your... Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants.